Hey guys,
Folks.
welcome to Let's Taco-bout Star Wars. My name is Taco. Today, Darth Taco, because I'm feeling a little dark sidey. And with me is my new co-host, my new Chewy, my new ride or die. It's not Gold Leader, it's just Evan today. How's
Just
it going?
Evan. Hey, I'm good. Anytime I get the chance to gush about Star Wars, including what we got today, I'm always down. So yeah, like how are you? What's going on?
I'm fantastic. I woke up at 5 a.m. today to do dad stuff with
Oh,
my
nice.
with my daughter, and she's almost 1 years old. And I didn't get a lot of sleep because I did a Schmoes in the North podcast last night,
Mhm.
and I power napped. Woke up at 7, ran to get nasty Taco Bell, and then jumped in here.
Hell
So
yeah, that's great.
yeah,
That's
it's the
good.
way
That's
to do
very
it.
good.
Should I have made up a Star Wars themed taco place instead of like? Uh,
No, I think you're all good. I think you can spare the world of that. Yeah, no, we're
uh,
we're all set. This is kind of a new thing that's being I was reached out to recently, and this is a great idea for this show. So what do you think? Explain the show in your best terms. I'd love to hear that.
All right. Look at you. We're getting right to the first topic that we have written over here, which is the introduction. So, what the show's about is I've always wanted to do a deep dive and love letter to Star Wars. So, this isn't us breaking things down. We're not ever going to do like the top five worst or anything like that. This is just loving Star Wars and
Yes.
exploring the lore and all that good stuff. There you go. Watto Ritto Taco. I don't mind that. Although I would have to do a Watto impression. Oh, these tacos! Oh, they're so tantalizing.
Was
This is
that
my
that
Watto.
was specifically a Family Guy Star Wars
Yeah,
motto?
yeah, you
Nice.
got it, man.
That's great.
Oh, I like it. It's so
Fantastic.
tantalizing. I'm glad you caught that.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. So we have a bunch of different topics that we're eventually going to bring to you guys. The first one is going to be what the last thing we're doing today, which is Kylo Ren versus Qui-Gon Jinn. I actually wrote this script months ago, and I'm
Mhm.
super freaking pumped for it. But we have house cleaning to do first. We're gonna talk about Bad Batch episode 1 and 2 because I don't know. We have to review Star Wars stuff, right? Star Wars show.
Absolutely. This is
Yeah.
this is it's in the name. It's in the name, folks.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about Star Wars, and if you want to talk about yourself for 2 seconds, because the next thing we have is meet everybody.
Sure.
So
Normally you people may know me as Gold Leader. I am a competitor in the Star Wars Schmodown this year. This is my rookie year. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I would appreciate your undying, your undying fidelity. That's the word I was looking
there you
for.
go, fidelity.
So I basically, I came to Star Wars when I was very young, like many of you have. I love these films. I love filmmaking in general. I'm a huge film guy. I'm a filmmaker, and I just love to gush about the storytelling that is present in these movies because it's so clear, even in the weaker examples in the franchise. People like to talk about the prequels in a negative light. Not me. I'm very positive about them. I love George Lucas's vision. I love a lot of what's been going on, and I could really gush about it. So that's why I'm here. So if you guys have any, let me just say, if you guys have any questions or anything, any comments, put them in, and we will do our best to respond live.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not too much.
All of them. We're gonna
uh,
answer. We're gonna say everything live. No.
I wanna quote an early SNL skit. As soon as you said, I love even the weaker ones like the prequels. I just want to be like, Jane, you ignorant slut. The prequels are horrible. But I do have to agree that the actual story and the world building is top notch. I actually do love the era of the prequels.
Mhm.
I just as a film lover. It's hard to get over bad acting. It's hard to get over bad scripting. It's hard to get over bad directing. I'm sorry, but those are three very needed things for me.
Right.
I can watch a movie about just like a poop falling out of a donkey's butt as long as there's good acting, good directing, and good writing, and that's it. So you can make a Star Wars bad that way.
I'm almost the opposite. I could watch anything if it's shot poorly, if it's, as Kevin Smith says, shot through, like he said Clerks looks like it was shot through a glass of milk. Um,
It
I
does.
if it's shot poorly, acted poorly, but the story is there, I'm all set. I'm very much a story guy. I'm a very emotional. Yeah, nice. I'm a very emotional. I feel like an old man sometimes. I'm a young man, but I'm very emotional about Star Wars. So it's easy to get me with a good story.
And and I think that's where we're gonna have a lot to talk about. That's why I
Yeah,
think we're gonna work so well because I'm also very emotional about Star Wars, but
yeah,
I just go the other route with it.
yeah.
but
I
I
I find it likely that we're probably going to disagree live a bunch, and I'm very excited about that. I
we're gonna find out. I wrote a really
Yeah.
controversial script today.
Oh man. Oh wow. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it. No.
I mean,
Um,
we're pinning somebody against Kylo Ren. There's gonna be
yes.
at least a couple bad words said about that sexy hunk of a man. Uh,
It's true. Both of them are massive. Just they're both large, handsome men, and so
uh,
it's great.
we'll,
We got a
we'll
good
get to that,
contest. Yeah.
but especially their size and their physicality. But let's move on. Let's talk about Bad Batch. And
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I have to say anything about my stuff. I mean, I guess maybe I'll spend a second. I guess we only got to know you. My love for Star Wars has been my entire life as well.
Yeah.
I play a lot of role playing games, and actually a big like tabletop role playing games, not
Yeah.
just bedroom role playing games. But I really had to dig into the lore and running multiple campaigns of Star Wars role playing games, and it made me appreciate the galaxy as a whole of really interesting planets, really interesting species, really interesting history, all these different really cool wars that happen deep into Legends. And that's where part of my love comes from. And also the original trilogy is some of the best filmmaking that's ever happened. And I do consider Empire Strikes Back a 10 out of 10 perfect film.
Sure.
So all that being said, I like to look at it from a movie, like a movie buff perspective, which is probably why I have negative thoughts on a lot of the movies.
Sure.
But I will never turn away on the lore because
Yeah.
no matter how no matter how hard Disney tries, they can't take away my Legends.
Sure.
They'll rename it, they'll shove it over there, but it still exists.
I was saying before in the. Would you call this a green room before we go live? I guess it's a green room.
Green room. Yeah.
So I was saying in the green room. I was really happy actually when because I don't read a lot of the novels. I read a lot of the comic books, but I was very behind on Star Wars novels and lore back when Disney bought Lucasfilm. My knowledge was limited to the films and like little bits of the Clone Wars that I had seen, and then Disney bought Lucasfilm and then they decanonized the EU, and I was actually really happy about that. I was like, yes, that means Palpatine did not come back to life.
Multiple times.
Yeah, and then obviously it went the way it did in December. So or December of 2 years ago. So
yeah,
it happens. But I'm not a big EU guy. Yeah, that's another thing to note. You're very much more of an EU person than I am.
Canon, Legends. Thank you.
Legends. Yeah. Well, the yellow banner. I'm much more of a canon kind of person. So that difference will air itself out eventually too. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I don't actually. The funny thing is I wasn't upset because it didn't take it away.
Yeah,
they put it in Legends. They're not They never didn't show up to my house.
The stories don't exist. Like it's not like they don't exist.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, since it got turned into Legends, I've read multiple Legends comics, and guess what? I enjoyed them. Right. I enjoyed them just as much as I would if those movies weren't there.
Right.
I can love Cade Skywalker and Darth Caedus,
right,
and also watch movies that have Kylo Ren in it.
Sure.
Like it's not hard for me to have two relationships with two Star Wars. I'm like polyamorous when it comes to Star Wars.
I mean, like you look at the Marvel lore, like you can enjoy the comics in Marvel and also the MCU. Like they're very different.
In the 80 continuities of
you're juggling continuities over there. So like It's all storytelling. If something is a compelling story, canon doesn't matter as much. I think it's all about what makes you feel a certain way. And boy, Star Wars makes me feel a certain way.
Okay, let's get into the Bad Batch. Sorry to cut you off, but I don't really respect you, so I'm just gonna cut you off.
That's cool. Nice.
I'm gonna try to be a little not super heavy on spoilers. I kind of wanted to just do a All right, it's going to be a little bit of spoilers because the first 5 minutes I have to discuss. But do you want to do this episodic?
Yeah. I mean, we can
talk episode 1. So never mind. Put the spoilers back up.
Yeah.
Soda. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
You're fired if you do it again.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Oh, somebody already disagrees with you. That's the first one of the day.
This is great. Ferris disagrees with me on a lot, I think, but he knows what's what. He knows that I am saving his ass in the showdown, man.
Wait, Ferris is a guy?
Yeah.
This is Ferris. I don't know who that is. Is that a showdown person?
He's been on a bunch of. What if there are two Ferrises and I didn't know? This is the right person if I'm thinking, but he's on a bunch of shit. Like I don't mean to be this way, but I've juggled so many of these shows, these after shows and stuff. So I have no idea what show you're actually on, even though I've been on the show. I don't remember which one it was. So forgive me.
Oh my God, this person's gonna be mad at me. I just thought the last couple days where this guy's been commenting that it's a hot chick flirting with me. That's what I thought.
You can't always get what you want.
Well, I hope it's a hot guy flirting with me then.
Okay, that's good.
Second best. All right, well, let's try to do a little bit of spoilers, and it's funny because we have to. I want to say my initial thoughts before I watched it.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, if you had any. But I was really underwhelmed when it was confirmed that the show we were going to get was Bad Batch, and it's not that I don't love that era, but it felt, and I didn't realize what era it was in. I'm going to state that right now. I thought this was Clone Wars. I thought we were going to be 100% in the Clone Wars.
Sure.
And Tough Guy's the hot guy.
Okay,
he is actually hot. He was part of my wedding. He's a really attractive man. But anyways, I thought this was going to be exploring the Clone Wars, and as much as I love that era, it is well explored.
Yeah,
like I've had a relationship with that era, and I would like to move on to a different era.
Sure.
And that was one thought. I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it, and I hope I enjoy it. But I wasn't really pumped for Bad Batch, and I didn't watch it until today for that reason, and to keep it fresh. But what was your initial thought when they announced it?
I mean, I remember a couple years ago they showed a trailer for the Clone Wars Season 7, and I knew that they were going to be adapting the Bad Batch for that, like the arc. And so I was like, I wept in the Clone Wars Season 7 trailer because that show was so meaningful for me. Good. And then when the Bad Batch got announced like a year ago or so, maybe a little less than a year ago, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, like I wasn't bawling the way I was for the other shit. So, but I was really anticipating it. I was like, this is going to be kind of neat. Like I found out pretty early on that it was going to be immediately following the events of like Revenge of the Sith. And I didn't know all about that. I love that era. I love the uncertain time when the galaxy is changing and alliances have been shaken. And I love that. So I was very excited going in. And to me, it paid off. So this is great. So what were your thoughts? What did you think?
Well, when I found out what era it was in, right when I watched it, and it was like, "Hey, welcome to the show, Order 66." I was like, "Oh, we're there already?"
Right.
I was excited because we've now seen Order 66 from certain clones' points of views.
Yeah.
And we've which, by the way, the last season of Clone Wars is some of the best Star Wars ever.
100%.
Ever.
Yeah.
And it's hard to rank lightsaber fights, but if I would like to say my canon lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
I will totally put Ahsoka versus Maul at like my number 2.
Sure.
Above that, Luke Vader during Empire.
Oh wow.
Oh my God! I
Empire's
love that
the
fight.
one that See, I'm more of a Luke and Vader and Jedi kind of guy.
That's an amazing fight too, and the choreography's better.
Yeah.
But you got the moment. Like it. Oh my God! It just piles it so the hero loses his hand. Okay. Anyways, I don't know if you guys ever seen Star Wars. Spoilers.
Right? Yeah. So wait. So what are you guys doing here? If you've not, yeah, get the hell away. Go.
Let's talk about Star Trek. That's what we're doing.
That's what exactly.
Can't you tell
So
by the
Kelvin
Star Trek
timeline?
lightsaber?
The Kelvin timeline. Let's go through that now. Wow. Yeah.
I only got one. There's only one return, and it's of the Jedi. But
nice.
Anyways, all that being said, and probably my number 3 is Rebels, Maul versus Obi-Wan.
Yes. That is some classic samurai storytelling.
That's one of the best fights ever. But anyways, all that being said, definitely watch the last season of Clone Wars if you haven't yet, because it is really good Star Wars. But the problem, or what this show does that didn't do, is that show ends.
Yeah.
Like Order 66, there's a couple lightsaber fights, done.
Sure.
And we've never seen the immediate aftermath.
Right.
We never have. As far as I know, Rebels is a couple years later. We have in comic books.
Yeah.
I'll get to that because this actually kind of retcons a comic book.
Yeah, it contradicts. Yeah.
Yep. The Kanan comic book, which is actually I really enjoyed that book.
Phenomenal. It's one of my favorites really from the new releases.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good book. And you've read almost all Marvel Star Wars comics, or have you read them all, or most?
I have read at this point about 25%. I was very into it
More
when
than
they first
me.
were coming out. Yeah, I was
too.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I read both of the first 2 Vader series. I guess is what I'm trying to the Vader runs, and then I read like the first 25 issues of the Star Wars series. I read Kanan, Lando, all those. Yeah.
You might have read a little bit longer in the Star Wars run, but I did read a lot of the Star Wars run, and I read the Lando. The Lando comics super underrated. It is fantastic.
It's absolutely, it's great.
And then the Caden run, and that's it. But again, with novels, I'm just a little behind. I like to say I get a lot of my knowledge from secondhand sources.
Sure.
So I might know things, but that doesn't mean I read the thing.
Right.
But all right, well, let's try to move along a little quicker. And I know it's my fault.
No, it's my fault too. We were the worst 2 picks for this show. I gotta No,
we got a large script to get through later.
Yeah.
Okay,
so real quick, let's go through Bad Batch. Let's figure this out. What did you think?
It starts off the exact way that the Kanan comic book does, but this time you got the Bad Batch with it. And spoilers if you don't know that Caleb Doom is Kanan.
Yeah.
Like, horror spoilers. I don't know if that's supposed to be a thing later. Maybe they were just hoping that people didn't read it.
Right.
But my first thing is, I'm glad I got to see Depa Billaba again.
Yeah.
Depa Billaba is one of my favorite Jedi in the Legends. She has a really good book about her relationship. She falls to the dark side, comes back. Her relationship with Mace Windu. She's a really fascinating Jedi.
Yeah.
And also, she's kind of a badass. I don't like the idea that clones can shoot her down. Like, that kind of bugs me.
Right.
Because she's supposed to be like Mace Windu almost.
Sure.
Because she... but anyways, it's cool to see her again. And I want to say the opening hooked me. I wasn't 100% hooked, but I didn't know that it was going to start where it did. Yeah. And after that first bit on... you should know what planet. What planet was that on? Do you know?
It was Collar.
Collar, thank you. It's funny. I know that because I know the aliens that are native to it.
Like Collarns,
yeah, Collarns are awesome.
Yeah, no,
they're like beefy Twi'leks. They're really cool. Yeah. So I was absolutely hooked right there. And this first episode felt like I was watching 3 movies. They put so much into it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
All right. You tell me what you thought of the first bit.
I was excited to see, because I had heard a whisper before that this would have like the whole Caleb Doom thing in it. So I was excited to see that. I was kind of weirded out. I was like, oh, this is different. This is like a little different. But since I've heard what Pablo Hidalgo kind of says about canon is like, basically the canon is like a loose, these are the facts of what happened, how they look and what they like he gives Han and Greedo shooting first, like that whole debate as the example. He says, we can say Han shot first or Greedo shot first. The facts are in the Mos Eisley Cantina, Han shot Greedo at one point. That is the factual story. And so all we know is on collar, Depa Billaba was gunned down by her clone troopers, and Kanan fled the scene. Or Caleb fled the scene. Yeah,
Jeez.
Caleb fled the scene. Right. No, nerd check, dude. No.
Yeah, do you even Star Wars, bro?
No, I don't. Not at all. But no, so yeah, I was very like you said, I was hooked from the get go. Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Let's speed a little through.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to talk about that first bit. It was actually my favorite part.
Sure.
So then we get back to Camino. We meet Omega.
Yeah.
I kind of got a weird thing of where it's like, oh, she's like part of the Bad Batch because she's defective. Her defective is that she's a chick.
Well, no, I think it's more like she has intuition. Like I believe that she's precognitive in some way, or precognizant.
Oh. Well, she didn't know, like, hey, shit's gonna go down, guys.
Right. No, she's able. I am like many people. I'm not just saying this because I want the Force and everything, but I believe she might be Force sensitive.
A Force sensitive clone.
Yeah. No, that would be wild. I think that was the experiment with her.
Fuck out of town
to test her cognition, a bit like her cognitive abilities. But no, I absolutely loved Omega. I think she is so cool. She's so cute. Like the whole, I mean, even the second episode too, like there's a lot of that. We'll get there, but
well, I love the Kiwi accent so much.
Yeah.
So no, you give a main character the Kiwi accent, and I'm like, you're adorable.
The relationship, I got very emotional in the first episode because I was like, I know for a fact that the relationship between her and Hunter is going to be like a tearjerker.
Is Hunter the one in Rambo cosplay?
Yes, he is.
Does that bug anybody else? The fact that they made him Rambo, like even in Clone Wars, I was like, really, you dress him up like Rambo?
Well, this is just Ninja Turtles. If we're gonna be splitting hairs, this is just the Ninja Turtles. It's
not as cool as Raph. Don't you dare put Raph on him. He's Leo, and Leo's never the coolest.
Right.
Leo's never been.
Here's the thing. This translates to Bad Batch too, because I loved Leo, but my favorite turtle was always Donatello, and my favorite Bad Batcher is Tech. I love Tech. I think he's so fun. Just his whole wit is just really snappy and quick. It's great.
Okay, well then let's do this. How about this? I tell you my favorite Ninja Turtle, and you tell me my favorite Bad Batch.
Okay.
Just like how Donatello goes over to Tech. Yeah. I'm a Raph guy. I used to be a Michelangelo guy, but I'm a Raph guy.
So I guess that would translate to Crosshair, right?
I was thinking Wrecker.
Okay, I was about to say because I couldn't tell if I viewed Wrecker as the Raph or the Michelangelo.
Well, the funny thing is because of the way that these episodes go, Crosshair's already out of my head. He's not a Bad Batcher to me.
Right, no, it's true.
At least for now, there's probably gonna be one of those character arcs or whatever.
Yeah, those damned storytellers in their character arcs.
You damn people in your realistic characters.
Right.
But I like that people are still commenting. That means that people are still watching.
Yeah, people are. You're hooked somehow. I don't know what it is, but you've done it.
My bow tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I know that Barrett's a Raphael guy.
Yeah.
I was a Michelangelo guy growing up.
Sure, I think everybody was.
I never got out of my teenage angst.
Yeah, right.
That's Raphael.
I would see. I would probably say that Wrecker is like the Michelangelo. He's the funny wild card.
He needs a comic relief. Okay,
Raph is like super edgy. That's his whole thing. And so Crosshair is like the edgelord, kind of like shadowy in the background character.
Okay, all right. Well, then I guess Crosshair's my favorite character. Fine.
Yeah, nice.
Change that. Yeah.
We're rewriting history, folks.
No, Omega. I'll pick the light blue Ninja Turtle from the next mutation. Omega.
Nice.
That's a deep cut right there, guys.
That went way over my head. So
they had a really shitty live action Power Rangers knockoff Ninja Turtles where they brought in a light blue headband female Ninja Turtle who had telepathy.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
my God.
On the nose.
I just whip my nerd dick out and just slap this camera with it. With that one.
Is Echo the Shredder? Or not Shredder, Splinter?
Yeah.
Is he the Splinter of this group?
All right, can we talk about Echo?
Yeah.
I want to just talk about Echo really quick.
Yeah.
No, Echo's the Casey Jones. Like, he's not one of them.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, but I had the idea that he was still a like separatist agent because they gave him a weird cold look at the end of the Bad Batch arc in Clone Wars. I thought he was evil.
Oh no, I think it's
You don't buy that at all?
I wondered about his chip. I would think that if
Yeah.
any one of their chips would have been active, it would have been his.
Echoes?
Yeah, because he's
Well,
not.
I think it already went off. Like it already blew its load.
Right. No. So I guess what happened was they were using his like strategic knowledge. The separatists were on Skako Minor or whatever.
Yep.
They were using his brain, so that must have fucked with it somehow. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's. I would have thought it was him, but I'm glad it's Crosshair. Crosshair's a great antagonistic force in this show.
It bothered me that wasn't addressed right away.
Sure.
Like the second, and I'm sorry, I want to be a little critical. But the second he's like, "Hey, would you keep murdering Jedi?" and they're like, "Crosshair, calm down."
Yeah, right.
And then they're like, "Hey, let's keep being in close quarters with you. Let's keep letting you know our plans."
Right.
Like that's like letting your freaking like genocide-y friends still drink beers with you guys.
Well, no,
like,
I was gonna say if your friend starts saying some stupid shit, like at the they're still like you're like we should have a talk with him later when we're watching something.
All right, so he has some weird extreme views, but he's actually a really cool clone, guys. Right? All right, he's watching some really deep podcasts right now.
It's true. It's like it's very I think that's excusable. I think that was because I mean they don't know what exactly is going on yet. Like I mean we have the knowledge of like Order 66 is like absolutely everybody got it wrong, but like what they are literally told is that Order 66 is the protocol. Like if the Jedi try and take over the government or try and act out of line, we have to shut that down. And so I understand his want to follow that order, but it's against their code. It's against their whole thing. So I thought that was
And so we justify the fact that not all of them went through the murder my Jedi daddy phase because they're defective, or half of them are defective.
Yeah, I think like the chips must have been rendered null and void,
except for Crosshair.
Yeah, except for because I think he was meant.
Maybe he's not even like. Maybe he's just a good shot. Maybe he's not even.
Right? No, he might not be. No, he's. I mean, he's measured. He's created for precision. So I think like the idea that he would have kind of been the one to be able to follow orders and to act on instinct like that, and like, I think that makes sense that he would be that character.
Okay.
Because all the others seem more content in their rebellious nature. So yeah, I think it works.
All right. I mean, a lot happens in that first episode, but not really. I mean, we can sum it up in like 2 more fucking sentences, and I want to because I want to move on to episode 2. I want to get into stuff. We're almost 30 minutes in, but yeah. So then there's a bunch of like, what do we do? And everyone's like, we should do something. And then they finally did something, and they left. And Crosshair shot somebody, and the little girl picked up the gun and shot Crosshair, and then they left.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Like I said, I know. Like I said, I love Omega. I think I'm really from the get-go. I was very fascinated to see how her character was going to go. Like, I know that I'm going to be bawling my eyes out about this girl over the course of this show. I feel it. I feel like it's going to happen. So yeah. So episode 2. Let's move on. Let's go to that one.
Okay. The second I heard Seleucami,
yeah,
it's like, hey, we're gonna go hit up Seleucami. I was like,
right.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Is Seleucami what I think Seleucami is? And then when they meet the deserter, I was like, yes!
That's such a good episode. It was second season of Clone Wars, I think. Is the Seleucami episode?
One of them. It's one of those arcs that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
So it's hard to place it.
Right.
But actually, I want to go back to the first episode really quick, just for like 2 seconds, because I had that same moment. Because I'm very familiar with the planet of Onderon for my Legends reasons. Yeah. And I was like, Onderon, why are they going? And then I was like, Saw Gerrera?
Right. Yeah.
Saw Gerrera was rebelling immediately. Yeah. Like, day fucking one, man.
I mean, they were
I love Saw Gerrera.
They were shutting down the Onderon government, like back I guess this was 2 years after the Clone Wars started or whatever. Like they were already a massive like rebel insurgency on that planet. So it makes sense they would immediately be like, I don't believe in this.
I feel like Saw Gerrera's like the Al Qaeda.
Yeah, no, it's true. If you want to look at it, like, I mean, yeah, like
our government was supplying them with funds, and then they're now fighting us too.
oh, someone's trying to cut the stream. Hold on, no. we're gonna get canceled so fast. No, it's gonna happen. No, but I think it's yes. No, I think it's basically like you look at the morality of like what's going on, and I think there's some gray area. Like Saw Gerrera is a little too extreme in some cases.
Saw gray area.
Saw gray area. Wow.
No, he's pretty black and white actually. He's not gray at all.
He's like, oh, you don't fuck with us? All right, you're dead. You're absolutely dead.
He's like, hey, main character from Rogue One, hold this grenade and hide in this well, and I'll see you 10 years. Bye.
Right. Yeah. Right. Maybe see you in 10 years. Yeah.
Hey, he was nice. He pulled the grenade pin for her.
No, yeah. Yeah. No, it's true.
Is kind of a monster. Is what
that's the thing is like, I think canonically he goes kind of like off the grid, like mentally because he breathes in the fume because they what's the term I'm looking for? They like neutralized the planet of Geonosis. Like they made it so that nobody could breed. Like they
salted the earth of Geonosis.
Yeah, no, like literally the Empire totally neutralized the planet, I guess, so that they could, because they were used as slave labor on the Death Star. In the building of the first one. Yeah. If correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but like in the canon, the Geonosians, like the Death Star was built right above Geonosis.
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was they used them as slave labor, and then to keep their mouths shut, they exterminated the planet. They didn't kill them; they just made it so they couldn't reproduce, and they all died. It
changes the conversation in Clerks way differently.
Yes, absolutely. The morality of the Empire is so much more in question now. Or the
use contractors. Yeah. Billy nailed it. Yeah, they use contractors, not slaves.
Right. No,
endangered contractors.
The Empire uses so much slave labor. They slave the Wookiee. They enslave the Wookiees on Kessel. Or no, I guess they wouldn't. Well, yeah, no, they do. Because I was about to say, I guess that might be the Pikes. But the Wookiees are enslaved on Kessel. They're enslaved on Kashyyyk. They're enslaved everywhere. Like it's always Imperials with slaves.
But I mean, to be fair, no, I'm kidding.
it's all because Anakin was one. That's all. He just wants. No, yes, exactly. No, he was a Geonosian. Keep up. No, yeah, no.
That would be a way better movie.
He's subjugating the galaxy to slavery because he was born that
slave.
way. Yeah,
yeah. He's like, you guys want to be a destined fucking savior or space wizard? Be a slave for a while and then talk to me.
Day one, he rolled back up on Tatooine and he was like, "All right, Watto, you're getting me a drink. I don't give a shit. You're going to get me a drink."
Okay, all right. We really do got to move on. So we hang out with the deserter, and I got two scenes that almost made me like, if I had emotions, I would cry. But I'm Darth Taco, man.
Yeah,
they took away my name. I'm Dark Side today.
Yeah, you Dark Side.
Yeah. So, the scene that Omega sees Sand for the first time, did not have to be in this show.
Right.
It didn't. It didn't push the narrative. It didn't push the story.
Right.
But it was so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
That it's like, it was so good. And the music of this episode is really good.
Oh yeah. No, the filmmaking and everything, like it's made with such like a good emotional core. Like they really have been amping up the way they pull emotions out of you. And so I agree. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Hunter and everyone, like it's all going to be such an emotional arc that they're going on.
Is it weird that I don't really care for Hunter? Am I just being an asshole? Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not buying his shtick.
I love him. I love his whole thing with Omega.
He's the Leo. He's my least interesting character.
Yeah, I'm a big Leo guy. So I'm not a huge Ninja Turtles guy, but I watched the Nickelodeon show from like 10 years ago. And I watched a little bit of that
because I wanted to let my daughter watch it, but she was like a week old, so she didn't really get into it.
I was very into Leo at that time, but I've always loved Donatello the most. Like I think he's definitely the But anyway,
okay, because you like to do machines. Okay, anyways.
So, God. Yes, exactly. No, so the whole thing with the deserter, I think it's great that they brought him back. Because
amazing.
The whole thing that's the character that started Rex on his like journey, like as a character.
It was Rex who visited him, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't wrong on that.
It was Rex. It was was him. Like Rex used to be all about following orders. Like that was his whole thing. And he sees this deserter, and he's like insulted that somebody would leave the cause. And now you look at where he went since then, and he's so against the cause. And it's like that lit the fuse in him, I think. So it was really great seeing him.
He's such a complex character. Sorry, I don't want to talk about Rex. But.
No, they reference Seleucami, like that character. His name's Cut. Is that right? I think it's Cut. They reference
because he's laying in the cut. It's the Wire reference. He's laying in the cut. He's hiding.
See that beyond me. Nice. Okay. Maybe that everyone comment below if you thought that was funny.
It's a slang. The cut. So if you don't know where I am, if I'm like hiding, I'm in the cut. Yeah. Or if I'm in jail, I'm in the cut. It's like away. The cut's
it might be. It might be why they did it.
That's what he's doing. He is in the cut. That's what I'm saying.
No, so anyways. they reference Cut in Aftermath, the first one of the first novels that came out since the Disney canon.
It was the first novel.
Yeah, I think it was. Yep. That's the only Star Wars novel I've read, so I got through that one, and I was happy to see they referenced Cut in that one. But yeah, so that's that. Anything else about Bad Batch? Like any other standouts besides this? Like what all you thinking?
Yeah, my other moments, I really did like and I agree with Hunter on this. Yeah. Doesn't mean I like him. But he told Omega, like, fuck off. Yeah. Like, go with them.
Right.
And he's so right.
Yeah.
They're the Bad Batch. You think Trouble's not gonna find them?
Right.
She's a little girl.
Right.
Like, go earn your stripes and then join us. Learn how to. Well, I guess she knows how to fire a gun. She's proved that. But still, I'm completely with Hunter on that one.
Sure.
Letting her come with is extremely stupid. Like I know TV show has to TV show. I get that. But
I think what's cool is like it was her choice to do so. I think she was like, no, I am coming with you. Like this is where I found my home. I think
even Mando ditched Baby Yoda because it's dangerous. Like he got rid of the best character on the show.
Right, but then he realized that the best place was with him. This was in the fourth episode of the first season. He tried to ditch him on was it Arvala 7 or something?
Then ditched him with Legends of Terrace Kazi, Luke Skywalker. And I'm sorry about the animation. Am I right though?
Oh my god, I loved that game so much, man.
They powered down their lightsabers into just baseball bats.
Yes. Yes.
Fucking
10 years references aside.
10? 20, I think.
No.
We can move on. So where that episode ended, they're going off to do Bad Batch stuff. I don't really know where they're headed next. Did they even say?
Did they?
How did the episode end? I was in dad mode all night, man, or all day.
I'm trying to remember because
wasn't it a cliffhanger?
No. I think they. Damn. Now, see, I don't remember. I actually don't remember what it was. Comment below.
There's no story, JNR Films. This ain't story. This is breaking down skills and breaking down shit and figuring out who deserves the win. Okay, there's no narrative. There's no plot armor.
Right.
All right? Take your Ben Solo and get the fuck out of here.
It's true. So
that's a good segue.
Oh, yeah, that was a perfect segue. All right, so we are talking today, the eternal question that I'm sure everyone asks.
Get that spoilers out there.
Yeah, get it off.
Let's do this. Kylo Ren versus Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
No JNR films. You can't start thank you. You can't start talking about the episode now. We're moving on. You did this.
I'm gonna go through Qui-Gon's bio first, if that works. I'm gonna
okay, well, let's explain. I want to explain.
Okay, yeah.
I want to explain what the hell's about to happen.
Go ahead.
So if any of you guys are really hardcore nerds like I am and that Evan isn't, right. You'd be familiar with Star Wars versus videos on YouTube. And I want to state right now why we're doing this. If you guys do want to see really cool, really well-made Star Wars versus videos, they're all over YouTube.
Well, then click away from this.
This is well written because I'm writing them, but this isn't gonna be 100% taken. It's taken serious. The stats will be taken serious, but I will be joking. This is a comedy version of a Star Wars versus video. All the stats are real, and I will be acting the most objective as I can. But if you want nerds who take it super serious, and especially Legends, because that community is very Legends, go find Jen Sarai 1, Evan Nova 95, Rico Chico Maliko is probably my favorite. There's a couple others, Forklifter Matt, Gray Jedi 91. There's really, really good versus video guys out there, and they don't make jokes about it. They take it super serious, and go watch those if you want to go check out really good versus videos. Still watch ours, you dicks, but definitely if this is something that that you think would be interesting, those guys do a better job than we're gonna do.
Yeah.
100%. Although I really like the script I wrote.
Yeah, no.
So we're gonna do Kylo Ren versus Qui-Gon Jinn, and Evan, go ahead.
Here's how this is gonna work. This is the first of many of these, I'm sure. So I will be making my arguments because my Legends knowledge, or like even my expanded canon knowledge, is not as strong as my movie knowledge. So I find these arguments are often going to be based on emotion for me. I will definitely take the facts. I'm gonna be logical. Like I'm not gonna say.
Please listen to my facts.
Yes, no,
I'll be shooting facts all over your pretty face, buddy.
It is my job to make someone want to make Taco want to win, and it is his job to make me accept that my character would not win.
I don't. All right, so I'm not going emotions at all. There isn't a character I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the stats. Okay, right. I'm gonna go off the numbers and tell you who I think will win, because everybody knows which character I like more, Qui-Gon. But that doesn't mean that obviously I'm gonna make him win.
If I see, I love both of these characters so much. Qui-Gon is like my favorite Star Wars character. It used to be Obi-Wan. It changed. Qui-Gon is my all-time favorite now. So I'm gonna go first into his story. We're going.
Let me explain something really quick. Let's just do the format. So Evan's gonna be doing the bios, and then I'm gonna break down physicality of both characters, and we can talk in between each segment.
Yeah.
And after we break down physicalities, we're gonna come up with our verdict of who has the edge when it comes to physicalities. And then I'm gonna break down lightsaber skills, and I'm gonna do it really hardcore, freaking knowledge-wise, and I'm gonna, you'll love it. And then after I break down each person's lightsaber skills, like after I break down Qui-Gon's, we can discuss. After I break down Kylo's, we can discuss, and then we're gonna give the verdict afterwards, who we think has that edge. And then we're gonna do the same with Force abilities and with equipment, and then we're gonna give our final verdict.
Yeah, sure.
So that's it. Let's hit with the bios. Go ahead, Evan. Gold leader, go ahead.
I will start with the one and only Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn, the hero Jedi. Okay. Qui-Gon Jinn, in canon, was born circa 80 BBY. That is before the Battle of Yavin. I'm probably not going to say that every single time I use these years. This is the first of many.
But 92 BBY is what my notes say.
Oh, I was going to say in Legends, he was born 92 BBY.
Oh, there we go. I got Legends, which, by the way, BBY means before 1977.
Yes, exactly. That's correct. So he, 92 BBY in Legends. I wonder why there is a 12-year difference in his age.
Because he does more in Legends.
Yeah, okay. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm here to talk about the facts. The real Star Wars. No.
You watch yourself.
This is how I win. No. Anyway, so he
Go
was in Legends. He was identified as Force sensitive within 6 months of his life. It is always said, he even says to Shmi Skywalker that if Anakin was born in a system within the Republic, he would have been identified early. The Jedi are all about that. And we could argue all day about the ethics of kidnapping children from across the galaxy and raising them to be generals in a war, but we're not getting too political. So anyway,
I'm not touching any of that shit.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Go ahead.
So the ethics are a little gray, to be certain. But Qui-Gon became Dooku's Padawan at age 12. Dooku was a revered Jedi Master at the time. I didn't know growing up that Dooku's name was just Dooku. He doesn't have a name apart from that. I mean, Lord Tyrannus, but it's just Dooku.
His first name is Count.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Count Poopy Pants.
Yes, that's sure. Absolutely, that's canon now. Okay. Qui-Gon was always very different among Jedi. He was given the name Maverick, specifically in Legends as well. I thought I'd bring that up because that's pretty important.
Yep.
I just grabbed an earwig that was on my table, and I didn't like that. I'm in Georgia, so we get really bad bugs.
Oh my god, that makes me grossed out.
I grabbed it because I thought it was just a little something on my desk, and it had legs. It crawled away.
Anyway, guy, don't say anything about grabbing bugs. Don't bring that story up. All right, moving on.
So he consistently, this is why I love him so much. He consistently disagreed with the will of the council. He was always going against what they wanted. I have some quotes here and there that I'm interspersing through Qui-Gon's story. He says, "Becoming too rigid is also a risk. The tree that won't bend will snap in the wind." And that is very true. The Jedi was an unbending tree, and it snapped like a twig when put through pressure. So he was a big proponent of what he called the living force.
Thank you. If you didn't bring it up, I was going to interrupt you.
No, the living force is like his thing.
Yeah, and that's what drove him. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's what drove him from making decisions outside of the council, is because he had a big old force boner for the living force, which is one of the 3 aspects of the force. I'm not going to get into all of them right now. I think I got both. Living force is one of them. I want to say physical force is the other.
Cosmic force as well.
Yeah, yep. You fucking nailed it. Yes. Oh my God, this guy.
This guy.
Good person here. Whatever his name is today. But yeah, I almost want to talk about the whole 6 months thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, but there's a joke I have to make, and then there's
I know exactly
there's actually the fact. You know the joke. You read my bios. My bios are way different. But also, what's a guy doing at 6 months old? I had a 6-month-old daughter. What is a 6-month-old doing that you could tell that they're using the force? All they did was cry and poop. All right. Is he pooping with the force? Is he force pooping? Is he a little force pooper?
I did hear that this is going to be a little later on. Qui-Gon was using the force as a baby to move his toys and things.
Okay, that's stupid.
So that's fascinating.
No, that's dumb. Okay, but the real reason why is because they have a holocron that has a force sensitive baby finder, which was brought up in Clone Wars, and because every powerful old man wants to just find really special babies. Am I right?
That's true. That's all. That's what it's all about. And
oh my God,
that's relevant a little later on. So, all right, he's a big proponent of the living force. He's the character that introduces the midichlorians to Star Wars, which I'll go on a rant about that one day. I love the midichlorians. Actually,
Can we move on so fucking hard right now? Can we move on?
We should have one episode where we just argue about all the controversial shit, because I will defend the midichlorians to my dying breath. I have reasons. It's not just
Topic 1, midichlorians. Topic 2, dark ray. Topic 3, normal ray.
Topic 3, topic 4, Ray Palpatine. Okay, so Qui-Gon supposedly, I didn't know this part. Qui-Gon went through the Jedi trials on Felucia and eventually became a master himself. Obviously, I knew he became a master. He took on Obi-Wan as a Padawan. Obi-Wan always said that Qui-Gon will be on the council if he only obeyed the code. And supposedly, Qui-Gon also rejected an offer to join the council. Here's another quote coming at you. This is probably my favorite Qui-Gon quote. I've not even read the book that this is in. I own it. It's from Master and Apprentice. He says, "I'm coming to believe that we must all interpret the code for ourselves, or it ceases to be a living pact and becomes nothing but a prison cell." I think that is everything that Qui-Gon says is what the Jedi did wrong and what he did right.
He's such an old hippie.
I love him. He's so
such an old hippie.
I love this guy.
Don't take that old hippie's kid because the taken happens, but still,
it's true. It's true. You're gonna do not like that.
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
You don't. He's a Jedi with a particular set of skills. So I keep dropping my little Qui-Gon. But that sounds like a euphemism for something.
It is.
It's not. I swear.
Hey,
adios.
Have a good one, tough guy. Thanks for showing up. Have fun with your band practice. He's in a band called Tough Guy.
I didn't even know.
I think last I heard, Billy was cooking, and he doesn't believe that they were slaves.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's he's an imperial apologist.
Oh gosh, I'm hardcore Rebel Alliance.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
I'll have Jedi as well.
All right.
Anyway, so in 32 BBY, when Qui-Gon is approximately 48 years old, the invasion of Naboo happens. The Trade Federation stations massive battleships around the planet of Naboo to cut off all shipping to them. And then Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are dispatched to handle the trade dispute. Meanwhile, a Sith Lord, Darth Maul, is dispatched by Darth Sidious to kidnap the Queen of Naboo and force her to sign a treaty making the Trade Federation's occupation legal, basically strong-arming them into what they want. And so the Queen is not having any of that. She decides, let's go to Coruscant, let's flee Naboo, go to Coruscant, plead our case to the Senate, and tell them what's happening. And so Qui-Gon and company make an emergency landing on Tatooine because they get blasted by the blockade. They land on Tatooine, where Qui-Gon believes he finds the Chosen One, who is Anakin Skywalker. Oh my God,
our scripts are so different. Keep going.
Oh, no, I love it. So Qui-Gon brings Anakin.
My last paragraph when you're done. Sorry.
Keep going. No, there's a big pod race scene. Qui-Gon essentially does a bunch of gray things to make sure that he wins Anakin in a bet. But
he cheats at a game of dice.
Yes.
What a piece of shit.
He cheats with a chance cube to bring balance to the Force. What a horrible guy.
What a dick bag.
He brings Anakin to Coruscant to have him tested by the Council. The Council tests him. They think he's strong in the Force, but they don't want him to be trained because he's too old and full of fear. Against the Council's wishes, Qui-Gon says, fuck that. I'm going to train him myself, even without your blessing. And he elects to do that.
Can I say something for a second? Yeah. Okay, so this guy does a gambling match to win a slave boy, right? And he takes the slave boy to a 900-year-old alien, and the 900-year-old alien said, sorry, but I like my little boys a little younger.
Right.
And then he fucks off with them.
Right.
Can we please just put that in the real context and stop using your foofy boofy words for a second, like Chosen One and shit?
Right.
All right. Last time I ran into an attractive little kid, I thought he was a Chosen One too. You fucking monster. Okay.
He's the Chosen
Qui-Gon's a piece of garbage. All right.
Listen.
He gambled on a NASCAR race to get a little boy. It's messed up.
The last episode again.
Thank you guys.
No, again, the Chosen One he will be.
Sure.
Listen, I'm using the facts here. This is a show about facts.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn's not allowed near schools anymore.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Anyway, let's go. Okay. So all of them go back to Naboo because Queen Amidala hears about her people suffering on Naboo. So they're like, let's fight. Let's fight the Trade Federation and see what happens. While they're doing that, the Sith Lord follows them and shows up with his kick-ass double-bladed lightsaber. And
my main man Maul. Sorry, but he has
true.
My main man Maul.
Main man. He kills the hell out of Qui-Gon.
Not yet.
Not yet. He stabs him through the sternum. And then Obi-Wan strikes Darth Maul down in his anger. Qui-Gon's dying wish is that Obi-Wan would train Anakin. And because of the nature of how this dying wish came about, the Council agrees, even though they think it's a bad idea. And at some point after this, Qui-Gon's spirit learned from this might have even been before he died. It was not clear. The canonicity of this is gray. So he was taught by a shaman of the wills about the path to immortality. And Qui-Gon, throughout the Clone Wars, he manifests himself to Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda. Like whether like on Mortis, he shows up as like a pretty decent spirit because Mortis is like a force conduit. Like you can.
Yeah, let's not get into Mortis.
Oh yeah, no, it's
just
so
move
deep.
the fuck on from Mortis.
I love Mortis. Oh, I love Mortis. And after that, he guides Yoda to the places where he learned about the path to immortality. And yeah, he ends up teaching Obi-Wan the path fully, like on Tatooine when Obi-Wan is there protecting Luke. And so that is kind of where his story is left off. The last time you see him, I guess he encourages Rey to stand up and kill Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. But the last time we see him, he's a disembodied voice. And so I have one more quote for Qui-Gon. It says, this is another great one. He says, "It matters which side we choose, even if there will never be more light than darkness. Even if there can be no more joy in the galaxy than there is pain. For every action we undertake, for every word we speak, for every life we touch, it matters. I don't turn toward the light because it means someday I'll win some sort of cosmic game. I turn toward it because it is the light." I love Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon is who I would want to win. I'm not going to say anything else about that, but that's Qui-Gon's story. How does yours differ? What else? I know you went into Legends more.
Yeah. So, sorry, I have to write in the private chat. This show's gonna be long.
Yes,
because we have so much to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll get better about timing in the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave out all my jokes. I'm just gonna say the difference. So he's of course older during all of the Phantom Menace. He is like 12 years older in Legends. So Legends, he's in his 50s and like mid to late 50s. But anyway, so he trained Xanatos in the Legends as his first Padawan. Xanatos is like a trust fund boy. And he eventually goes, rich kid, fucking evil on him. And also, but before he trained Xanatos, he trained a guy named Femor, which is the worst name ever in the Star Wars universe, including Sleaze Bago.
I was going to say, do you know Elon Sleaze Bagano?
Yeah. I like Sleaze Bagano way more than Femor. Femor is a garbage name. But Xanatos also is like the most Star Wars of all the Star Wars names. Right. Xanatos? Oh my God, did you break? See, they ran out of Star Wars-ness for Femor.
Right.
They named Xanatos first, and they're like, I don't know, Femor? But anyways, so those were his two apprentices before Obi-Wan, and in Legends, the him picking up Obi-Wan, he's not like issued him. Obi-Wan doesn't get picked up by a Jedi, and he actually goes and works on like it's kind of messed up, but the Jedi kind of have like a labor camp for like reject toys. And Qui-Gon goes there to do stuff and runs into Obi-Wan and then picks him up from there in Legends. And what's up, man? I read that on Wikipedia or something. I don't know. I'm not going to interrupt you so much for Kylo Ren.
No, it's okay.
Because, there's no Legends for Kylo Ren.
Right.
So let's rock through it because we're almost at an hour, and I have like 8 things to do still. Yeah.
So, no, we'll breeze through this. 4. We'll be done soon. I meant to do this when Qui-Gon died, but I changed his face to the concerned, dying face. Anyway,
you got him pale like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right, the next one is Kylo Ren. We're going through Kylo's story. This one's so he was born 5 ABY. Yes.
That is not the picture you should use yet. I will tell you when to use that picture.
You're fired. You're fired. No,
bring up the badass Kylo Ren where he's doing the there's my nice. Kylo.
See, I love maskless Kylo more than I like masked Kylo.
Oh God, you suck.
No, I love him. I have a figure. I don't know if you can see back there. It's him without the mask.
What's Thomas Harper up to? Can he replace you right now?
Maybe.
Can we get a better actor in here? I know it's a small part, but
let's get anyone else from the Star Wars division.
Wayne's World 2 reference. They fire you and bring in Charlton Heston for the part.
Nice. No.
Wayne's World 2.
So, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, was born 5 ABY on the day that the Galactic Concordance was signed, ending the Galactic Civil War. So, the day the war ended, he was born. Ironically. He's the son of Leia Organa and Han Solo, thus making him the grandson of Darth Vader and whoever Han's parents were. Ben did not know the identity of his grandfather growing up, as Leia kept the information from him. Luke opted to do the same thing. And so
that's like why Amish people end up doing drugs, because no one told them that
no
it's
one
bad.
told them that you're telling me this
keep the dark side from him. He's gonna fucking hit him, the dark side in his veins as soon as he finds out about it.
It's true. It's very
bad. It's bad parenting.
No spoilers, but he did just that. Okay.
Yeah.
When he was 9 years old, on the cusp of turning 10, Han and Leia sent him away to be trained by Luke, and he was Luke's prized pupil. Luke saw the strength within him, and as he referred to it, the mighty Skywalker blood was very strong within him. By this time, Palpatine was kind of sowing seeds of the dark side. He was communing with him through Snoke, through disembodied voices, trying to pull the strings.
Lame.
Yeah, right. I'm just telling you the facts.
I got the bad sickness.
I just have the facts.
It's called sequel trilogy-itis.
Right. Nice.
Sorry, keep going.
Anyway, he befriended Snoke, who was a powerful dark side user and a genius manipulator. Snoke wanted a new Vader. He wanted somebody to bring the Force and down to his level and make it obey his will. Somebody make him stronger, basically. So he was going to use Kylo to do that. And so while on a mission with Luke and Lor Santeca, they were exploring a lost Jedi outpost. A group called the Knights of Ren. Huh?
I was just gonna say, Lor Santeca, played by Max von Sydow.
Yeah,
that's all. He's just awesome. I love that
He's
guy.
iconic. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I love The Exorcist. He's great.
I knew him from Strange Brew.
Oh, no.
Which is something I wanted to bring up earlier, but we're running short on time. So maybe I could tell you in the green room afterwards, and maybe we'll bring it up on a show. But just keep going.
Nice. Okay. They were exploring a lost Jedi outpost, and the Knights of Ren showed up and took claim to the outpost and all of its belongings. The Knights lost the battle, and everybody kind of fled, went about their business. Then later, Luke sensed darkness growing within Ben, and while sensing his thoughts as Ben slept, he instinctively drew his lightsaber on him. And Ben woke up, sees his master standing above him, in his mind about to kill him, and he defensively, in his sleepy brain, is like, let's fight back. And he does. He destroys Luke's Jedi temple. He kills a few of the Padawans, the other trainees. And fleeing the scene, he got in touch with the Knights of Ren, eventually killing their leader, who is Ren, and taking over
the good name. Yeah, really interesting fucking name. Way to make a character hard to look up for pictures, fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, just Ren Star Wars. Just look up Ren Star Wars.
Ren.
Yeah.
Do you mean Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
No, the lamer one.
Nice.
Yeah, the lamer version of Kylo Ren. God, we're in murky waters. All right, keep going.
Anyway, I love Kylo Ren. I love all these characters, just so you know. He killed their leader. He killed Ren and took over the group. Having gone fully dark, Ben took part in the ancient rites of Kyber crystal bleeding. He bled his crystal, and he wasn't very good at it. It was unstable. The crystal cracked in the process. So he refitted his lightsaber to have two vents on the sides to maintain the power. Yeah.
We got it right here, by the way.
That's what it looks like for those of you who haven't seen
I bought this on Star Wars Day. Not Star Wars Day. I think it was Star Wars Day, but the first day they started selling merch for Force Awakens.
Sure. Nice. That. Yeah, that was
along with a couple t-shirts.
Yeah, September 4th, 2015.
Thank you. That was a hell of a day. I went to Target and I bought a bunch of Legos too.
I did Toys R Us that night. I was in line.
They still have those?
Yeah. No, well, they did back then. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I drove by a Toys R Us to get to Target.
Damn. No. Anyway, so where was I? Okay. Kylo,
lightsaber.
The newly dubbed Kylo Ren went on to lead the First Order under Supreme Leader Snoke's reigns. And the First Order created the Starkiller base. The newly awakened Force user Rey, with a crew of people, including Han Solo, Kylo Ren's father, went to the base to destroy it. And then Kylo was eventually confronted by Han on the Starkiller base, and he killed his own father, hoping that it would push him further into the dark side. but it actually made it worse. It made him more conflicted. He fought Rey while she was trying to flee the planet, and he lost. He got his ass beat. And then he and Rey began connecting through the Force, and they hatched a plan to meet in person aboard Snoke's Star Destroyer.
Very important moment. He's shirtless when they connect to the Force.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Don't put the picture up. Oh my god! Not the time, Soda.
Nice. No,
I like tempting him now. Hey, he's paying attention. He's like our spotlight guy.
Soda, your birthday is on September 4th? Because that's
really?
Mine as well.
Did he say that in the private chat?
Yeah,
I got the bet. That's your birthday too?
That's mine too, yeah.
Oh my god,
that was what I did for my birthday that year.
Can I tell you what my birthday is?
Go for it.
And I'm not lying. It's May 4th.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, my birthday's Star Wars Day. I'm not lying.
4 months later.
I just turned 32 on Star Wars Day. My birthday's Star Wars Day. So I am like the Anakin of crappy Star Wars fandom. Like I'm chosen to be here.
Yes, that's great. That's perfect.
But that's cool because you kind of had a Star Wars Day that one time.
Oh yeah, no, that was my favorite day. I got like $200 worth of stuff from Toys R Us. That's Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Anyway,
yeah, not enough to save them. You tried.
I tried. I tried my damnedest. Okay, so he and Rey begin connecting the Force. Yeah, they in the process of them meeting in person, Kylo Ren kills Supreme Leader Snoke and offers Rey to join him on the dark side. She rejects the offer. They go their separate ways. And then, let's see, a year later, Kylo Ren hears the call of the late Emperor Palpatine, who has taken up residence on the Sith world of Exegol.
Stupid bullshit.
Sorry. No.
Don't you dare call Rise of Skywalker iconic ever.
I like parts of that movie. I find problems with that one the most.
I will tell you straight up, I'm not going to make fun of, I know Last Jedi, a lot of people who really love that, love that. I'm not going to make fun of Last Jedi. I'm not going to. Don't you dare try to fucking say something good about Rise of Skywalker to me, please.
That's fair. I'll hold my positivity.
Is there anyone still watching? You guys in the comments? What's up?
Yeah, I don't know who's watching anymore. People clicked
the last thing I saw was Tough Guy leaving.
It's like I'm not even here, Soda's not even here. It's all just you yelling at yourself.
Oh my god, that's so accurate.
Yeah, that's the twist.
Man.
No, so okay. Where is it? Where is it? Okay.
We're just getting into the time during the Skywalker Risings. Palpatine
tells him that he wants Kylo to bring Rey to him. And he says, Rey's my granddaughter. I want you to bring her here, and in exchange, I will make you the new emperor. I don't know if he has the jurisdiction to do that, but I guess so. No
comment.
Yeah. While he tries to get her, he plans for the two of them to kill Palpatine together and take the throne as a duo, as a dyad in the Force, as they're called. Rey refuses his offer and stabs him in the chest, and then she heals him. Leia uses the last of her life to reach out to Kylo through the Force and to try and bring her son back one last time. Kind of works, and then moments later, he sees a vision of his father beckoning him to come back. At the end of his rope, he's like, what your mother fought for and what she died for is still here, so why don't you fight for it? Then Kylo takes his red saber and chucks it into the ocean. He goes to Exegol to see Rey, who is knee-deep in a battle with Palpatine. During the fight...
That's a weird way to pronounce Korriban, but keep going.
Yeah. Through the fight, Rey uses all the energy left in her to channel the dead Jedi voices in the ether, including Qui-Gon Jinn, to help her kill the Emperor. It works, but it takes up all of her life energy, and she dies. Then Ben Solo's last act is to heal her through the Force, and then he dies and fades away, and as he does, his mother's body does the exact same. And that's it. That's the story of Kylo Ren. It's a little long-winded.
Ooh.
I love Kylo.
No, the ending of that. What I have written for that movie is Kylo finds a thing, talks to an old guy, flirts with Rey, dies, undies, flirts with Rey, kisses Rey, then dies.
Yeah,
That's what I have written, and I like my version better.
that's true.
I liked your version better than the actual movie.
Right.
It made me feel something.
That's the goal. I'm the argument for emotion.
Okay, let's get into the hard specs. Thank you. Your bios were way longer than my bios.
Yes, they were.
You did really good though. That was great.
They'll be shorter next time as well. I'll keep them down to one page next time.
Okay. Do we want to go stick with Kylo or Qui-Gon then Kylo? Qui-Gon then Kylo?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay, so Qui-Gon physicality. I have him as a 60-year-old guy, so this is going off of Legends. So Qui-Gon Jinn was a 60-year-old bearded space Irishman at the time of his death. Though well past his prime, he was still in great shape for a man of his age. Plus, he made up for it with his Force augmentation. So don't think of him as a 60-year-old dude. He's got Force augmentation. Also, he is 6'4", which is 2 inches taller than Kylo Ren.
He's massive. That's what I'm saying. They're both. I watched the behind the scenes of the Phantom Menace the other day, and Liam Neeson is every bit as wide as Adam Driver. So they're similar in physicality.
I looked up their heights, and Adam Driver is 6'2", and Kylo is so Kylo's 6'2", and Qui-Gon 6'4". Okay, so he had great stamina because he was able to go toe to toe with Maul and fought during an entire epic space war. That being said, his fatigue did help contribute to his death. Yeah. He also had so he also had that really large build, and he could take a hit, but he was very far from indestructible. If you take a close look at his actual death, Maul hit him in the face. He checked his face really quick, and that gave him the opening to stab him. So if Homeboy could just take a shot to the jaw like any good hockey goalie, that's a joke for you, Soda, then he wouldn't have got fucking impaled like a shish kebab. So his inability to take that hard of a hit, it is main man Maul hitting you in the face with a piece of metal. Right. So gotta give it that. But he was still able to be impaled and live for a bit. I don't know if you've ever been impaled, but I wouldn't be able to talk to my little mentee for fucking 5 minutes after I get impaled.
It's like the Joker says, though, don't start with the head because then the victim gets all dazed and he can't feel the next move. So he didn't even feel the stabbing. He didn't.
It's a good thing that it cauterizes the wound because he would have lost so much blood. Yeah. Because Qui-Gon's like, "What do you want?" Or Obi-Wan's like, "What do you want me to do?" And Kylo's like, "Dude, I can't even see anything. I'm hallucinating and then I'm dying. I lost so much blood. Right. Leave me the fuck alone. Throw me to the pit." Okay. I don't have any of that written. So yeah, he was in great shape for his age, but he wasn't a tank. He is pretty middle of the road when it comes to physicality. Again, he had stamina, but only for so long. He was strong, but he wasn't a monster. He could take a hit, but he was far from being a tank. Yeah. So when it comes to his physicality, he is super, slightly above average. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So he's not feeble by any fucking means.
He doesn't use his he's a Jedi, so he doesn't use his anger. But if he did, he would be a force to be reckoned with, I think. He's still not a bad fighter or anything, but yeah.
We'll get into it when it comes to lightsaber skills and how much Force augmentation he does actually have to use and how he retooled Form 2 Ataru or Form 4 Ataru specifically to make up for the fact that he's lost his stamina. Right. But what's your thoughts on his physicality, and then I can move on to Kylo Ren's.
Like I said, I think he's an intimidating stature, especially compared to Kylo. He has the 2-inch height difference on him, so maybe he could use that to his advantage.
Don't compare them yet. We're going to do that section later. True. Don't jump ahead, you fucking amateur.
That's true. This isn't my wheelhouse. No, no. So this is that we're doing sports analysis too, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No. So I like Qui-Gon's physicality. I think he's pretty bulky. I think he's pretty intimidating. Kylo's got a full meal on his plate. See what he can do with it.
Right. Okay, so Kylo Ren's physicality. Besides being one of the most attractive men ever to live in the galaxy, cue the picture, Soda. Oh my! Yeah,
There
there
we
it
go.
is. Look at that hunk of man.
That's
That's
true.
physicality right there.
It's
I
true.
would climb up that shortened torso. God, why would you wear your belt that high? It's like a girder. It's oh god.
Well, it's probably to
All
cover.
right.
It's probably dressing for his wounds. That's what I
Oh,
think.
okay. Well,
Yeah, I just
that
gotten
makes
shot.
God. All right, so look at his parents for one. Like they're both attractive people. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why he's so hot. I mean, 70s late 70s Harrison Ford is a dreamboat, and don't
Yeah.
even get me started on Carrie Fisher. One of
Right.
my biggest regrets in life is never being able to make out with her at a con cuz she would kiss anyone who asked. She was an angel.
Right.
Okay, if you walked up to her at a con and said, "Hey man, can I make out with you?" She's like, "Yeah." She would do that shit till the end of her life. I love
Damn.
Carrie Fisher. God, I love that woman.
She
Okay,
was a
anyways,
queen. She was
yeah,
a
she was.
princess, but more than that, she was a queen.
Yeah. Oh God, stab him. All right. So he's slightly above average strength, even for a Jedi. His most notable physical attributes, besides being a gorgeous hunk of man, was his resilience. Dude could take a beating. Lightsaber to the face, getting hit with Chewie's bowcaster. In the Out of the Shadows comic, we see him getting eaten alive by Zillibees. If you remember the Zillibees from Clone
Yeah.
Wars, the big
Oh, yeah.
giant kaiju,
Yeah.
one of those ate him, and he survived it
Yeah.
to cut himself out.
Sure.
Not unlike Agent K from Men in Black. So that proves to us that he is at least as durable as Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, and he's pretty durable. From
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
yeah.
Yeah. So comparing this to other lightsaber characters, Star Wars characters, I wouldn't put him on the level of a Malgus or a Bane. Darth Bane made Pain his bitch. Darth Bane loved pain. He was a like textbook masochist.
Sure.
And Darth Malgus, dude, you could literally shoot a rocket at that guy, and all it does is get him mad. You
That's
could
true.
cover him in a literal mountain, and then he's gonna get up and he's gonna beat soldiers to death with his fists.
Right.
He's not at that level.
Sure.
He can't take that level of a hit, but he can take a hit.
Yep.
So you gotta give that to Kylo of his ability to get very badly wounded and keep walking. So that's noticeable or notable. So I'm going to give his most notable attribute durability and resilience. And then again, above average strength.
Sure.
So all right. So what's your thoughts on his physicality?
So I think, like you could say, so to cue the picture again, I think he's very. Thank you. He's very much he's a broad guy. That's the thing. Is like these are both people of intimidating stature. Like it's not even the height that's always intimidating.
So to get rid of the picture, I'm getting turned on, man. I want to use his peck as a pillow. He's such a beautiful man.
It's the shoulder width. The shoulder width is always intimidating, especially in a fighting scenario. That is someone who is like they are. It's an animal. That is the beast of burden with those kind of shoulders. And so I think either of them could really hold. If we're talking about a fist fight, I feel like I would not want to tango with Qui-Gon Jinn. But we are talking about many other things. So physicality, I think I would give solely on physicality. I would give Qui-Gon the edge, even with his age. But there's Kylo can take a hit.
Disagreeing with you on it. I do think that, again, I'm going numbers here. Right. I go numbers. Sure. I do have to say physicality. I will give Kylo Ren the edge.
Yeah.
Physicality is not like the edge you'll win on. Yeah. So don't get too happy. Like wait until we get to Force and lightsaber skills. Yeah. But I definitely do give Kylo the edge, and it all goes down to Qui-Gon Jinn's death. Mm-hmm. It was stamina that did him in, and it was his inability to take a hit that did him in.
Sure.
And so that's less of Kylo's physicality being better, but literally it's Qui-Gon's having faults.
Yeah.
And and that's it. So is above average, like slightly above average with really good resilience. Kylo is. I don't like saying it, but Qui-Gon was past his prime. He was not feeble. He was not a normal 60-year-old man by any means, but he definitely was showing age.
Sure, that's fair. That's totally fair. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you then. Physicality, Kylo Ren might have it there. So you
convinced him.
Me. Yeah,
convinced him. Okay, cool. Well, then we'll give the edge of physicality to Kylo Ren, and we'll move on. And just because, so these aren't points. The people who make the most doesn't mean they win. Right. Somebody can win on everything but one, and that one is so overwhelming. I'm not giving it away, but that one is so overwhelming that it can win. All right, cool. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes, man. The reason we're here, Qui-Gon Jinn's fucking lightsaber skills. Okay. Qui-Gon Jinn was considered a prodigy at a really young age with a lightsaber from a long line of renowned lightsaber combatants. Dooku, Yoda, like these are he's from like the prodigy lightsaber line. And then who's his the best Sarisu master ever? Obi-Wan is his freaking apprentice. Right. So, and then his apprentice is fucking Anakin Skywalker. So these guys are nothing but lightsaber prodigies all the way down the middle. And Qui-Gon fits in that Rushmore, if you will, of lightsaber combatants. So he's from a long line of really good lightsaber combatants, unlike his master Dooku, who is a master of Form 2 Makashi, which is the fencing form. I know that you're not super huge on lightsaber forms. Sure. So if you have any questions about them at all, I got all the information, everything up here. So just ask. So he's a master of Form 2 Makashi, which was the fencing form. That was what Dooku was. So he didn't go that route, but he did go the route of his master's master, Yoda, which is Form 4 Ataru. Ataru is known as the Way of the Hawkbat, or the aggression form, famous for strong acrobatic offense. Ataru was very physically demanding. The idea behind Ataru was simply overwhelming your opponent with acrobatic strikes and incorporating punches and kicks, basically using your entire body as a weapon. Though Ataru is very fun, it lacks defense, and that's its glaring weakness. But it's a weakness that Qui-Gon's own apprentice had to fix by mastering in the defensive Form 3 Sarisu. After he saw Darth Maul shish kebab Qui-Gon, that's why Kenobi then picked up Form 3. Yeah. But all that being said, Qui-Gon Jinn attempted to fix this weakness by retooling his style. Compared to other Ataru masters such as Yoda, and most likely, we don't know Vin Zalo's lightsaber form, but he does look like an Ataru master. Mm-hmm. But Vin Zalo and Yoda alike were very literally throw your entire body at them and hope that the guy doesn't just hit you. Right. And so Qui-Gon, they're both of them were very jumpy, flippy, flamboyant. Like, look at Yoda's fight against Count Dooku. That is not what Qui-Gon did. Qui-Gon was he retooled it to be a very grounded form. Right. So he took an almost like a Makashi approach. To Ataru, likely being trained by Dooku. Instead of relying on flips and twirls, he used his size and his power, leaving himself open, not leaving himself open to a counterattack. Though he didn't have an amazing defense, it was still pretty good, holding up against Darth Maul's Form 7 Juyo barrage for multiple minutes, which is insane. The fact that he lasted, that's like a 7-minute fight, guy. Right. Like, that's true. You want to block Darth Maul for 7 minutes? Are you kidding me? And that's what that guy did. Oh, yeah. My main man, Maul. So he does eventually get overwhelmed by Darth Maul, but you got to really give that to Darth Maul and less to Ataru. I think most people at that time wouldn't be able to hold a defense against Darth Maul like that. So, yeah. I'm almost done. I got a couple more paragraphs.
No, I got you.
I I see two weaknesses in his abilities. One being that he doesn't overpower if he doesn't overpower his opponent fast enough,
Yeah.
his aggressive style will wear him down, like what it did with Darth Maul. He is not a great against multiple opponents, which won't come up here because he's only fighting Kylo Ren. But it is noticeable that when he does fight his former boy toys, there is a scene in one of the comic books where he fights Femor and Xanatos, right when Xanatos got knighted as a Jedi, and when Femor was his apprentice, and he could handle both of them easily, but he did get disarmed by them when they teamed up against him.
Yeah.
So that is a weakness, but again, a weakness that doesn't come up here, but it does have to be stated that he is not that is something that's not good at. And also what's noticeable here is both those guys are novices. One is a newly knighted Jedi, and the other one was an apprentice. And I got that wrong. Sorry. Femor was a Jedi Knight. Xanatos was an apprentice.
Right.
I get mixed up.
Well, that's going to stay in my brain forever now.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. Femor. It's the last time I'm bringing him up.
Yeah.
So he has a decent so he does have a decent defense against ranged attacks, which is weird because Ataru isn't known for that. Another example is of him retooling Ataru is that he was able to bring in reflex and like really good defense against range attacks when Ataru is very much a dueling form.
Sure.
It's very much overwhelm my opponents. Not really lightsaber versus lightsaber, but he's very much a melee form. Ataru is not known for blocking blaster bolts, but he's really freaking good at it. We see him do even redirect attacks, not only blocking but redirecting attacks. And a very good example of this is after he survives on Naboo and saving Jar Jar, which he shouldn't have did. The battle droid shows up on the STAP, which do you know what STAP stands for?
Yes, single trooper aerial platform.
God, I love you. All right. So that
I don't want to show my cards too much because I'm going to compete with people this week. So, but I will show my cards sometimes.
Okay. So why is that notable? The reason is because blocking bolts does go with damage, and not all laser beams are created equal. Yeah. You can blocking a bolt from Han Solo's heavy blaster pistol is not the same as blocking a bolt from a traveling vehicle that shoots like planetary scale of lasers. Those are real lasers that they're shooting. They're not bullshit. And he doesn't only block them. He redirects him and kills that battle droid.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't a real thing anyways. So I'm not saying that those cannons wouldn't be as powerful as like the cannons on an X-Wing or a TIE fighter, but they are definitely more powerful than a regular blaster rifle. The point I'm making is that it's taken real skill to block it, so it shows that he didn't merely dabble in range defense.
Sure.
He was really good at range defense. And again, that doesn't come up here, but it's showing you of how much of a lightsaber aficionado he was that he retooled Ataru to not only dabble in range defense, but almost solve range defense.
Sure.
Okay, and then so my closing arguments on his lightsaber skill is he's a pretty good duelist, but he isn't top tier, but he's pretty close. He's a bigger dude that fights a fast-paced style with power blows paired with kicks and punches. And if his opponent can either weather the storm until Qui-Gon runs out of he runs out of his offense. If he can't do that, then you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be killed. And it's a hell of a challenge to weather the storm of Qui-Gon.
Sure.
So there you go. That was my biggest. It's my biggest thing I have to read all day. I think. Oh, never mind. I got a lot on his force too.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber.
Yeah. He's
No, not his lightsaber. Sorry, his lightsaber skills. What did you think? There you go. Oh, the other one. Yeah, Taru. Nice. There you go. Nice. Taru.
No, so all of that, I'm a Star Wars guy. All of that was a foreign language to me. But I can appreciate it. So sounds like
I didn't do any research for that. All that shit's off the top of my head. I literally wrote this just because I know shit.
It sounds like he's a pretty good fighter. So let's move on.
All right, okay,
What do you think? What do you think?
well, I already said what I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess that's your thoughts.
Just as a full page, buddy. I just did a full
No,
page.
give me more. I need to know more.
Well, I can give you Kylo's whenever you're ready,
Go for
and
it.
that's even going to be more of a foreign language. And then let's afterwards we can discuss. We can compare them. So
Yeah.
he's an aggressive. So Kylo Ren's lightsaber skills. He has an aggressive, strength-based style. Though he switches to the reverse grip, which is akin to. So a lot of this is me trying to figure out what lightsaber form he uses,
Sure.
and I will tell you where how I whittle it down and what I come up with. So this is a rather long thing, but that's what I'm trying to do here. So he does use a reverse grip like Ahsoka Tano. Sometimes he flips it around, which is really stupid because you have a cross guard lightsaber, buddy. Don't be putting that near your wrist. What are you doing? But anyways, he still does that. Which is weird, but so that is akin to a Form 5 Shien / Genso, but specifically the Shien style of Form 5. But I do not think he's a Form 5 specialist. If I have to choose a Classic 7 lightsaber form, I will say he is Form 6 Nyman for multiple reasons. Form 6 was favored by Jedi who primarily were Force users, like our little Kylo here. Was a Force user first and lightsaber combatant second. And please do not fight me on that one. That's definitely what he was. Not only because we're seeing him using signature Nyman moves, but when he is disarmed, when he disarms Finn in battle, when they fought in the snow at the end of Force Awakens, when he disarms Finn, that is not just a disarm. That is a lightsaber move called the Sun to Gem maneuver. It is a fancy Star Warsy way of saying disarm, but the Sun to Gem was taught specifically in 3 forms: Form 2 Makashi, Form 1 Shicho, and Form 6 Nyman. The naysayers will say that's not enough proof that he's Form 6, and you're correct. That's why I have more things. If you watch Kylo slaughter those random aliens at the beginning of Rise of Skywalker, which I believe was on Mustafar, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there we go. He uses a very Nyman move, and it's when he grabs the bull-headed dude with telekinesis and pulls him and hits him.
Yeah.
That is the draw closer maneuver, and that is only taught in Nyman. Nyman is a lot of using the Force with your lightsaber moves, and that is draw closer and also a lot of pulling away or pushing away. They'll do thank you, there's Nyman. And they'll do a lot of block, or you're overwhelming me, bam! That's a big Nyman thing, is get the hell away from me, come closer into my blade.
Right.
And that's what he does. He uses a draw closer maneuver, which is exclusively taught in Nyman. Also, he uses the Nyman stance. Can you bring that up one more time, Soda, the last thing you brought up? He does use that stance of his lightsaber off to the side. He walks with it just next to him. It's a very lax because he's not relying on his saber. He's relying on his Force abilities. It's a very Nyman stance. Yes, he does do other stances. Don't bring me up, but I do think of when I think of him holding his lightsaber, it's off to the side.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
I have my weapon. He's not doing Obi-Wan Kenobi freaking stuff. He's not
he does,
doing it.
I will contrast to that. He does do this kind of thing. Hold on, actually, I have an example. He does this kind of thing where he holds out like, oh, hold on, I can't hear you anymore. There we go. He does this thing where he'll hold it out, kind of pointing toward his opponent. I don't know what that.
Okay. I don't think that's a specific sanction that's contributed, but you're right. It is very Sarisu holding the blade out, but there's no way he's a freaking Sarisu master. Right. That's zero. But yeah, so he also uses all right, so he's very improvisational, which is another Nyman thing. He's constantly grabbing other weapons, like his fight against the elite Praetorian Guard with Rey. He does that mean that does not mean that he is a Force 6 user, case closed. No, he's not only a Form 6 Nyman user. I don't think it's that simple. I think he fights with he's far too aggressive and random, much more like Form 1 or Form 7 Juyo. Sure. Form 7 is the Sith form. He does have those elements in. So I'm under the opinion that he doesn't use any of the classic forms, but a hybrid of multiple, a mixture of Form 7 Shan Genso, because he is a very power duelist, much like his uncle and his grandpa, and both of them are Form 5, and those very powerful cleaves, and also his Form 5 reverse grip, which is so weird because, again, you got this thing here. Why would he put stupid?
It's a nice toy there, young man.
Yeah, yours is more expensive. Yeah, yours costs more. I'm out. Okay, no. So he does use a lot of oh god, I lost where I was. So his integration of force into his lightsaber fights, and the Juyo, and also Juyo for the passion, because he's very passionate. He almost cries during his lightsaber fights, which is a very Sith thing to do, is giving into your passion, your anger, not only your anger but your sadness, your emotion in general. Jedis are trained not to do that shit. And he's straight up in his fights, he's, he uses a lot of emotion. So
I just wanted to take a break here and just let everyone know you can get this toy of this at your local McDonald's. You can purchase this.
Okay, your lightsaber was more expensive, is what I meant. Jeez.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is, you can get one of these. This epic dramatic character we're talking about has been reduced.
So great. I bet at least one Star Wars competitor knows what kind of ship he's riding in right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to say though.
No, not you. I mean, that was just a question that came up.
Yeah.
Anyways, Schmodown. Okay, so
you challenging me?
No. Definitely not. Okay, you might disagree with me that he's a hybrid of Form 6, Form 5, and Form 7, Form 6, Form 5, Form 7, and that's completely fine. But it's my guess based on his appearances. That's it. Okay, I got 2 big paragraphs left. So going on the assumption that he's a nine-manish hybrid aggressive fighter, what about his skills? Well, they're fine. Everyone will bring up his performance against the 2 first-timers, Rey and Finn, at the Skywalker base, proving that he isn't very good. And honestly, that's fair, but you got to give him a small pass because he just got hit with a fucking Wookiee bowcaster. He got hit with a Wookiee bowcaster, a weapon we just saw seeing blowing up numpties, exploding people, and he took it to the side.
It's true.
So he was bleeding out of the side, and he keeps hitting his wound. And I still, to this day, can't decide whether it's just to get blood out of his shirt or if he's trying to embrace the pain and channel in the dark side energy. I really don't know. So that might be something. But that would dampen your skill. You got shot the fucking side. That being said, Finn was spinning a lightsaber, or throwing a lightsaber around like it's a freaking baseball bat, but all that being said, he does best Finn. He disarms him, which isn't a big deal because he's just a stormtrooper traitor.
Wasn't a big deal.
Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. I even have. I wrote big of a deal on my script. See, that's the difference. But all that being said, he did still lose to Rey, who was a first timer. So I do agree with most people. Bowcaster wound aside, it was a shameful showing of his lightsaber skill. Sure. And that's it. I have to say it was shameful shit.
He was one good thing too. That's the thing is he was. No, I mean what I love about it is that him killing Han didn't work. It made him more steeped in conflict.
But that's not a go for him. That means that he's still conflicted. That's his fault. That's a negative.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not as shameful of a showing when it comes to his emotion was what got him. I think that's not necessarily a testament to his skills. But
that's still a negative when it comes to his mental fortitude.
Yeah, that's true.
He can be fucked with.
That's true.
But
that's very true.
Anyways, So I got one last paragraph, and then we can move on to our verdict of this round.
Yeah.
One good thing, he performs really well against multiple opponents. Who is the original Palpatine? Sheev Palpatine, right? According to legends, the first Palpatine was the original Palpatine.
I suppose so. I didn't know.
Yeah. Sheev Palpatine was the original Palpatine. He was trained by Plagueis, and they go to the core world planet Biss, where he makes all of his clones. Mm-hmm. The first one we meet, who gets elected, was the original Palpatine, according to legends.
I think you mean Exegol, dude.
No, Biss. I said Biss. I didn't say Korriban. I said Biss.
No, I think you mean Exegol, dude. That's where he makes all the clones now.
Oh my god, fuck off. Okay, all right, so he does perform well against multiple opponents, which is something we can't say about Kylo Ren, or Qui-Gon Jinn. But the Praetorian Guards and the Knights of Ren. So we see him fight the Knights of Ren, and we see him fight the Praetorian Guards, and he does really good against both of them, which again is more of a Form 1 thing, which is kind of funny. Like I said, he's a hybrid of multiple forms.
I have a form question. What form is that massive leap he does over one of the Knights of Ren to stab through the chest?
That would be...
Is that a thing? Can you ascribe that to like a certain form?
Technically, yes, but it's not one of the ones I mentioned. Technically, that is a hawk-back swoop.
I have never
used. It's called a hawk-back swoop, which is in a Taru.
You can never catch me saying this. Never catch me saying this about Star Wars, but I'm going to say it now. You're such a fucking nerd, and I love it. You're such a fucking nerd.
Technically, that is a hawkback swoop. That is using your force to do a force leap to catch your opponent off guard and jumping into a different area that if they're not defecting, or even like you can use it to like jump off of a wall and end up behind him. Yeah, that is the name of that. It's called a hawkback swoop, and that is Form 4 Ataru, which is another reason why I think he's a hybrid. But Nyman is main one. Yeah, still sticking with that. Okay, So all those times, so Knights of Ren and the Praetorian Guards are very low-level fighters. He's just jobbing noobs. And jobbing noobs does not make you a skilled fighter. I'm sorry. It does not. And yes, compared to council-level fighters, the Red Guards and the Rennie Knights are definitely noobs. I'm sorry. But he's not fighting Kit Fisto in frickin' Depa Billaba here, okay? He's not. All right. So then compared to all right, where was I? In the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, we see him take down the former leader of the Knights of Ren, just called Ren because it's stupid. And he straight up kicks his butt. But again, that doesn't mean that Kylo is really good. I think that Ren is just crap. Right. Like that dude didn't earn that name. But yeah, it doesn't show us much. Ren got beat by the Jedi Vo, which is one of the Jedi that he trained with during on Jedi's or Luke's thing. And Vo wasn't really great himself or herself. Sorry. All right, I'm getting all jumbled. Here, let's break up the monotony. Soda, give us a picture of the apprentices. The squid face guy. No. There you go. So Vo is the chick there with the green lightsaber. She wasn't amazing, but she did still kick Ren's butt, which I maintain does not show that Ren was that good. He was untrained. He was a loser. I do have a picture of Ren. You got that?
Oh, yeah.
He's like got a mask on him. Yeah.
I actually like the design of this character a lot.
He's a good, it's good design. I like how burnt up and disgusting he looks, but
Freddy Krueger.
He's a loser. He's just a loser. All right, so Kylo's biggest problem is undefined strength-based style. Now, I'm going to bring up something from a movie, and I think you're going to argue with me. Look at his non-duel against the force projection of Luke Skywalker. He does heavily foreshadowed heavy cleaves, and like it's a lightsaber, not a baseball bat. Yeah. Like, why are you putting so much force when it's made of plasma? You don't have to hit hard. It burns through people. Yeah. And so he comes after him like he's Happy Gilmore teeing off. Like, I'm sorry, but that's what he does. He runs.
It's true.
Like, dude, I could dodge out of the way and just kick him in the balls.
Right.
Like,
it's true.
He's putting up so much. But again, it's what you said earlier. It's letting his emotions affect his match. And that's what makes him a bad duelist.
They should have done that in the movie the force projection, Luke should have got out of the way and kicked him in the balls. But you hear like a honk sound effect when it happens.
Okay. So any slightly trained fighter could have dodged those hits and hit him when he was wide open. I know he's giving into his anger, and leaving himself open, and that's the guy's problem. He is not disciplined. He does great against low skill fighters, but but against a real combatant, if he relied on his lightsaber skills against any competent lightsaber practitioner, he is fucked.
Yeah.
That's it. I read my whole lightsaber thing, and we can discuss who has the edge of lightsabers.
Right. Here's my thing with that. I think if Qui-Gon was overwhelmed by Darth Maul, I think he would be overwhelmed by Kylo Ren. I think these strong bludgeon attacks would take like a lot of a toll on both of them. Granted, like I imagine it takes a lot out of Kylo when he fights, but I think he would wear Qui-Gon down a lot faster in terms of physicality.
That's so wrong. I'm sorry, but no, I think he's gonna go one of those big swings, and Kylo's gonna see it. He's gonna move out, or Qui-Gon's gonna see it, move out of the way, and cut out Kylo's little kidney.
Sure.
Like he just has no defenses. He's so unrefined.
Right.
And you're fighting against a master duelist.
Right.
Look how undefined he is. He hasn't even picked the damn form.
Right.
Like he hasn't even he's all over the place.
That's true.
And yes, we can put that on the choreographers, but we're nerds and we're not going to do that. But I think that this isn't even funny. I think that Qui-Gon Jinn gets leaps and bounds of an edge in lightsaber skills. Leaps and bounds.
I don't know that I agree with leaps and bounds. Maybe a slight edge. I still hold with my cards on that one. But that's just me.
Right.
That's me.
I just think if you put Qui-Gon against the Praetorian Guards and the Knights of Ren at the exact same time, it's going to look like the way it did when Qui-Gon eats through battle droids. I'm sorry, but those were shitty fucking combatants, and any real lightsaber duelist could just move through them.
I wouldn't say they were necessarily shitty combatants either, because they gave the Praetorian Guards specifically, like they gave each of them, Kylo and Rey, a run for their money.
Oh no.
So I think that was a bit of a challenge. They had Kylo. Rey had to save him out of that fight too. They had his ass at the end. They had both of them really.
But so we do have to really move on. So you're gonna give Qui-Gon the edge, but not as strong of an edge as I'm gonna give him.
I don't know that I would necessarily give him the edge. I'd say it's about 50-50.
Oh my god! Ah. Is Thomas Harper busy? Okay.
Yeah, let's get Thomas. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to force abilities, and this is one where I'm going to give you a much greater bone because these guys are very opposite when it comes to force abilities.
Sure.
And I can't wait to tell you. Let's tell you now. God, I got too much. Okay.
We're working the kinks out here. We got it.
Qui-Gon Jinn's force abilities. This guy was very attuned to with the force, according to Jedi philosophy, where there are 4 aspects of the force: the unifying force, the cosmic force, and the physical force, and the living force. See, we're almost there. I didn't know I had it written down here. The aspect that of the force that Qui-Gon had a boner for was the living force. The living force was the aspect that is present in all living beings, surrounding us, penetrating us, very dirty force, making all living things connected by it. Qui-Gon also relied on the living force, trying to keep mindful of it, letting it guide his actions to point him to the point where he was against the council very often, and even against the Jedi Code itself, which is what you said earlier, how you can't look at the Jedi Code as a law, more of a guideline. Leaving him to be known as a maverick, which you said in your really good bios earlier. In some circles, even called a gray Jedi by a lot of fans, which I don't know if I go that far to say he was a gray Jedi. Like, I think of Ahsoka Tano as a gray Jedi, in the fact that Qui-Gon was still working in the Order makes me hard to call him. Like, I think of him as a maverick, like an outlier.
Right.
I wouldn't go so far to say he was a gray Jedi.
Here's my thing with the gray Jedi thing. I have issues with that term in general, because I would by no means call Ahsoka some kind of Jedi. She's a light side Force user. That's what I would say, at least. But
yeah.
Qui-Gon, I would also just definitely say Jedi. But he's a nice Jedi. A good one.
But all right, so he does put all of his Force eggs into one basket, putting his studies and devotion into telepathic abilities, sensing the past, sensing the present, being very mindful of the Force, and less into combatic Force abilities.
Sure.
I'm not saying he doesn't have those. I'm just saying, being that he is a living Force, like, fanboy,
Sure.
like that's where a lot of his loves goes. Okay,
right.
He's very skilled in the basic mind trick, using it on the frog face boss Nass, and even a Hut. His mind tricks do have limits. He failing to use it on Watto, who's a Targaryen, who are not naturally or who are naturally strong-willed. I do have to say right now, Huts in Toydarians, I would say Targaryens because I'm a big Song of Ice and Fire nerd too, but
Nice.
they are not immune to mind tricks.
Right.
When he goes, mind tricks don't work on me, only money.
Only money.
It's bullshit. Mind tricks work on him, but
Right.
they do have naturally stronger willpower.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's not a freaking stormtrooper here.
Sure.
You can't, these are not the droids you're looking for. So a better telepath, which there wasn't a lot of them, but a better telepath could have mind tricked Watto.
Yeah.
So he does have failings, but again, that's a small failings.
Sure.
Though this proficiency gives him a little bit of edge, or gives him little edge in combat, it speaks to his knowledge and devotion to the Force.
Yeah.
His bread and butter was Force augmentation, using it to run away from the droid Dakars on the Federation ship. He looked like freaking Barry Allen. Like they're like, right. I love that scene where it's like, all right, man, let's get out of here. Boom.
Just a quick Force.
Yeah, that's some Force augmentation, man.
Yeah.
And also, so he uses really huge Force leaps that are common to a Jedi, and importantly, bolstering his agility during lightsaber combat, allowing him to fight with Maul that entire time and keep up with a younger, very sexier Sith assassin. Qui-Gon also had a skill with telekinesis, tossing around battle droids. A notable weakness with his telekinesis was that it took a lot of concentration. He actually puts his lightsaber away and drops his defenses sometimes to use his telekinesis.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, that's a very small weakness,
right.
But yeah. But he still had lots of control with it. He's very capable with fine manipulation when he messes with the chance cube. That is fine manipulation. That isn't throwing. It's a completely different muscle to go, that it's going to be a blue or red or whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
And compared to throwing battle droids, that's a completely different muscle. And he's got both. He had really good fine manipulation. Though this power does come in handy when fighting battle droids, I don't see him using it in a high-intensity lightsaber fight. Right. And that's why we don't see him use it against Maul. Yeah. He doesn't force push Maul.
No.
Maul pushes him, but and kicks him in the face. All right. Upon his death, Qui-Gon was able to transcend the physical plane and live on as a Force spirit. Though he wasn't able to fully unlock the ability, he didn't disappear when he died like Yoda did, or like when old Ben did. In the Clone Wars Season 6 episode Voices, he appears to Yoda just as a voice, saying that he is part of the living Force, which probably would just be great for him because he had such a boner for the living Force. He demonstrated his power by levitating Yoda and other small objects in the room, which again isn't a big deal. Even Luke could do that. I'm kidding. Sure. All right. The only time we see him as a full-on Force ghost was in the Clone Wars episode Ghosts of Mortis, but this could be two things. This could just be Mortis being such an overwhelmingly powerful Force nexus, or simply he could not even have been there, and Mortis was just fucking with him like it fucked the mannequin.
Sure.
That episode is very gray. We don't know if Qui-Gon Jinn was actually there on Mortis, if that was his spirit, or if it was just Mortis messing with Obi-Wan Kenobi. But that could be my interpretation of the source material, and I may be way off.
I did see something in the Wikipedia page that said that it was actually him.
Okay.
Obi-Wan believed that it was a trick, but the Force it flows through Mortis like a conduit through the Force. Like it amplifies the signal, basically. So he was able to do that there.
But all this being said, this gives him no advantage during a fight. But again, it is a testament to how powerful he was with the living Force.
Yeah.
You're seeing a trend here with Qui-Gon's Force abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So in conclusion, Qui-Gon was not the most powerful Force user. He didn't have the Skywalker raw ability, but he did a lot with what he had.
Sure.
He tooling his Force into a perfect skill set for his era. He wasn't in the Stark Hyperspace War, or he was actually in the Stark Hyperspace War, but he wasn't in the Great Hyperspace War. He wasn't in. He didn't fight during the time of Exar Kun, Ula Kal Droma, Knights of the Royal Republic. These were times where if Qui-Gon did exist in those times, I think that he would have looked at the Force completely differently. He would have probably retooled it to be way more combative, but that just wasn't his era. It wasn't. They weren't really combatants. They weren't warriors in his era. I mean, they were as much as any Jedi was, but it wasn't like he was walking around with armor and freaking fighting Sith every day, like other Jedis did. So he's definitely not a combative Force user, but he was very capable with the Force that he did have.
Yeah.
There you go. There's my Qui-Gon Jinn Force.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Thoughts?
I mean, yeah. Go to let's see. So I think basically I like Qui-Gon as a Force user, not in terms of strength. Here's my thing with the Force too is I think the Force is so much more than just raw strength. I think Qui-Gon has it the most correct out of any Jedi. I think he is truly one with the Force in a way that no other Jedi really was before him. And I think he's probably the wisest.
In canon.
I think he is truly the wisest Jedi in a lot of ways.
He's up there. Even in Legends, he's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to look at Ula Kal Droma as being my favorite Jedi's Jedi. He's like a comedian's comedian.
Sure.
But he also did transcend the Force after he died, which is funny because he got locked away. So they cut off his Force use. And then after he died, he was able to have it back, and he was able to transcend. But this was all written before Clone Wars was written. He didn't have to go hang out with Wills because this was written before that. But
sure.
Hey, Jordan, what's up, man? My buddy Jordan jumped in.
Oh, nice.
But anyways, hey, people are watching. You do you want to save a lot of your stuff until we're comparing the two, or
I'm saving for the comparison. I think.
All right, guys. This is about the same size. I'm really sorry that we're almost on 2 hours, but okay.
It won't be like this next week, y'all.
I'm going to be writing smaller scripts. I'm going to be writing smaller scripts. Yeah. Again, I did not write this script specifically for this. This was written for my own video I was going to do. All right. So this is where the Vader wannabe shines. This is Kylo Ren's Force abilities. This is his category, right? Like other Force users of his family, Luke and Little Annie, he's a natural. In our first scene with this tall, beautiful hunk of man, give me the picture, Soda. Yeah, all right. He uses the Force to stop a blaster bolt and hold it long enough to kill Bloodraven. I mean, Lord Santeca. Now, when I first saw this power, I had no clue what he was doing. Right. I didn't. I've never seen this before. So he holds up, and the blaster bolt just hangs out there, and he has like full-on conversations during it. This power was not explored very well. In the final season of Clone Wars, we saw my main man Maul use a power similar to this when he moves blaster bolts out of the way and prevents them from hitting him. We also see my favorite shameless ginger Jedi, Cal Kestis, use something very similar to this as a mechanic. That's Femor It's not Cal Kestis. It's Femur. Femur
Right,
haunting
he
me.
strikes
Okay.
again.
So as a mechanic of the game, you can slow movements of enemies, including oncoming lightsaber or blaster bolts. This attack is called Force Stasis or Force Stun, and I do believe Kylo uses a advanced version of this power, as we don't only see the blaster bolt slow down, but it completely stops. But also, Poe looks stunned by the attack, but I mean, he didn't look like, oh no, Poe went.
Right.
He was stunned too.
Yeah.
He stopped that area. He goes, yeah, everything over here, stop.
Stasis,
and then he's like, go get him. And then they go grab him. That's God, that was so badass. When I first saw that, I was
great.
like,
no, that my jaw dropped
right
when I saw that for the first time.
Yeah. So this force power may not be like as devastating as force lightning, but it's technical as hell, and it's super cool.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Okay, as for his telekinesis, it does seem slightly above average. He tosses around lower force users, being able to ragdoll non-force users, but also he uses fine manipulation of Luke's lightsaber when he cuts Snoke in half, showing advanced skill, and also shows some ability in force cloaking, hiding his actions right in front of old Snoke, when he was just a Jedi, when he was just a Jedi Padawan, and he was named Ben Solo back then, which is a stupid name, by the way. His name shouldn't be Ben. All right. What Han hung out with Ben Kenobi for like a minute. All right. And she didn't even call him Ben. She said, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi." Right. Stupid name. All right. Whatever. Moving on. Because they didn't give us Ben Skywalker. That's it. They didn't give us Ben Skywalker. Legends has Ben Skywalker, which makes more sense. Whatever.
Right.
Moving on. Okay, so when he was just Ben Solo, he did use a powerful blast of telekinesis that leveled the structure he was in and also knocked his uncle out cold, leaving Ben to think that Luke was dead. That had to have been a powerful force blast that completely leveled the hut and knocked out his dad, his uncle. And that was when Luke was dabbling in nephew-icide. And he almost murdered a sleeping boy because Luke apparently is a shitty Jedi in canon. But anyways,
I love it. We'll go into that one day, but I love that.
Yeah, story. One day we'll go into it our next show when we rank Skywalkers.
Yeah, that's true.
That's gonna be our next show. Okay, but again, that's showing a large power of telekinesis. Right after this, 3 of Luke's new Jedi guys, Vo, Tia, and Hennix, you can show that picture again if you want, of the 3 Jedi, show up, and Ben tosses a bunch of temple debris on them, wounding one of them, so he could run away. And then later we see him square off with these 3 dudes, where he mostly uses telekinesis, not lightsaber. So this is all in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic book, by the way. He tosses Vo off a cliff and then catches her, and that's when Hennix, the Quarren Squidface. By the way, I wish they did more with Hennix because I love his design. I love a Quarren Jedi. That's so fucking cool. Cool. So he tosses his lightsaber at him, and Ben, instead of blocking it with his own lightsaber, he uses telekinesis to throw it back at Hennix, killing him.
Yeah.
So after he uses TK once to draw it. Okay, all right, sorry. So all right. Sorry. So after this, he uses TK once again, so telekinesis once again, to throw Vo and Tia into the Jedi ruins. And it crumples the ruins down over them. So the way this is drawn in the comic book is that it has a lot of force behind it. Sure. Like it's drawn very whooshy. Yeah. Like it was a boom! Like he fucking force knocked their asses into that temple, leveling it. I'm telling you, man, this guy's telekinesis is fucking nasty powerful. That's what I'm trying to get here. So yeah, he just rocks their world. Being that he favors, but here's again, so he favors his TK instead of his lightsaber so much in a duel that he shows familiarity with the it shows that he has a familiarity with the force power and discipline with it. So his best showing is in the Sky Riser Walks, is what I wrote. Skywalker Rises, and when him and Rey have that force tug of war, was another really hella display of telekinesis. So the point I'm trying to make here is why I think he's a lesser lightsaber combatant, because he's such a good telekinesis guy. Sure. He uses the power he's good with. And you'd be doing the same thing. Like, you use your weapon, and his weapon is just like, it's this crazy power of the force.
Right.
All right. I got a little bit left. So his telekinesis, so that's all of his telekinesis. So his telepathic abilities are hard to pin down, and I'll explain why. This kind of comes up with his lightsaber abilities too. So with all of his telepathic talking and getting rained on and weapon trading and force dyad shit, I'm going to just cut all that out. Okay? I'm going to take force dyad powers, and this isn't anything about me hating those movies.
Right.
This isn't that. It doesn't come into play. Sure. Rey's not here. Yeah. He doesn't get to, like, in the middle of a fight with Qui-Gon Jinn. He can't be like, Rey, give me a lightsaber.
He can't tag out.
Fuck out. Like, I'm not going to allow any of that dyad stuff. And also because I'm not 100% sure of how it works. Yeah. Is it Palpatine connecting them? Is it, like, it's a very wishy-washy power between them. And I'm going to say it's there. Mm-hmm. He has that power. But I don't think that it applies.
Sure.
Here. Okay, so they could do all kinds of weird, cool stuff. So I'm going to put all that aside. His telepathic abilities were still strong enough to rip thoughts and memories out of people's minds. Kind of like the dark side variation of old Ben's Not the Drugs You're Looking For mind trick. He does a mind probe technique that he learned from Snoke, and we see him use this in one of the Rise of Kylo Ren comics on a fish face guy. Yeah. He rips thoughts out of his brain, and he also does it to Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
So, but even though we see it work on Poe and fishy face guy, it doesn't work on Rey.
Sure.
So, do you see where I'm going here? He can mentally toss around.
Yeah.
Non-Jedis or non-Force users. Rey wasn't a Jedi, but he can't mess around with he's really good at beating up noobs, is what I keep bringing up. Yeah. He's great at jobbing noobs, and he can job noobs telepathically. But the second he walks into a completely untrained Rey, I'm sorry, but she can be like, "No, I now know what underwear you're wearing. I probed into your mind, bitch." Right. And that's how that scene went, right? So,
word for word, that was it.
But all that being said, it does show his very powerful, not like the most powerful ever, but his really competent telepathic abilities.
Sure.
So as for his force augmentation, he doesn't seem that notable. You have to hold force augmentation at a really high standard because all Jedi have really good force. That's like their thing. So by that, of course, I mean is augmenting your physicality with your force.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem super notable besides upping his resilience in tanking hits, which we went through. It seems like he's got really standard force sleeps and superhero landings and normal Jedi shit.
Right.
So, like, I wouldn't say anything super notable here besides the fact he has it. Right. His sensibilities are really cool. They're fine. Like, they're not amazing. But there's this really cool thing he does on Fake Korriban that shows his force sensing.
Yeah.
He shoots this dude without looking. Remember when he's got the blaster and he's running and he just goes, "Fuck you." Right. That's sense, man. He's got some decent sense. Yeah. He can aim with it. It's a targeting sense. It's crazy. Yeah. But again, it's not like he's sensing life from planets away like other Force users use. But again, it's notable. And a notable flaw is his force wall, his force defenses, because he doesn't have any. We never see him put up a force wall. Granted, the only people we see break his force wall are Rey and Palpatine, who are very powerful. I don't know why Rey's powerful, but Palpatine's powerful for multiple reasons. Don't get into it with Rey.
No, I was going to say, I would actually disagree with your point about him not using this, because he does at one point. In The Rise of Skywalker,
yeah, but
he holds Rey's lightsaber back with the Force. She's swinging at him, and he holds his hand out and stops it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you put that at telekinesis?
Well, yeah, I mean, all of it's telekinesis.
No. So let me define force walls. Okay, so force walls is somebody hitting me with telekinesis and me just going ugh and tanking it. So it's tanking people's force abilities, not so much of blocking with my hand. And don't get this mixed up with Yoda's ability of blocking like force lightning. That's something completely different. But a force wall is tanking people's telekinesis or even taking people's telepathy. We don't see him do any of that. Like I want to put what I understand what you said, Evan, but I would put that again with his really, really notable telekinesis and less on his force defenses. But please keep in mind, I didn't even bring up force defenses with Qui-Gon Jinn, because he didn't really have a lot either. but because he just gets fucking manhandled by my main man Maul. So like all the Walkers of the Sky, he has a lot of raw potential, but just like his saber ability, they were very unrefined.
You happy? You got it? You did it?
Oh my god, that's so much fucking reading, man.
You withered into
school. We only got armor and equipment left. That's like nothing. Oh my god, I'm so happy. We're at 2 hours, guys. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Damn.
This is why we had to start early. All right, thoughts on Kylo Ren's force abilities?
I think he is, like I said, he's got the mighty Skywalker blood. Not that force is necessarily like a genetic quality. Also,
it is.
Here's the thing. I mean, not necessarily. I'm saying like theoretically, if theoretically, a Skywalker could have a child that is not as force attuned as like, you know.
Okay, I mean it's never happened in canon or legends, but yeah, sure.
It could happen.
Yeah, theoretically, I can fly. I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. It's like how people have recessive genes. That's a thing. It's I also, here's a thing that I will also state for the record. Everyone stop. You haven't said this either. Like, this isn't against you. Everyone stop saying oh, this person has the force, or I have the force, or I wish I had the force. You don't have the force. The force is not a power. It
penetrates us.
Yeah. So it's an energy field created by all living things. So, you know,
but there is force sensitivity. I guess there is force sensitivity.
Yeah, you can be attuned. You manipulate this energy field to do your bidding. I mean, I think Han Solo could train
to use the mind trick as much as he wants. He'll never have it. But at the same time, I do think that you need to be sensitive to the Force. But just because Han Solo can't do the mind trick doesn't mean he's not affected by the Force. Sure. He is constantly. It can change your luck. It can do all kinds of things. Again, it is the field around, like what you said. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you have the power to manipulate it.
I think,
but everybody does have a sense of the Force.
I think if you went through the training of a proper Jedi Knight, regardless of what your M count was, I think you could.
Oh my god!
I think you could theoretically, it's all about predisposition. Like if you're predisposed to be more strong in the Force, that's one thing.
I think we're breaking into Legends versus canon continuity, and it's cool that you interpret it that way. Yeah. But just decades and decades of Legends never said it that way. You're born with the Force, so it's apples and bananas at this point. Like it's whatever you want to subscribe to,
right?
And there's a lot of aspects of Star Wars like that, especially like lightsaber crystals and shit like that. There's a lot of like pick a lane what you believe, and I don't really care.
Yeah,
like if you're if you're predestined to use it. But also, just because you can use the Force doesn't make you a Jedi or a Sith.
Sure. Those are
Like
religions.
yeah. But also that doesn't mean that I'm super. I can make my furious surly IPA move to my hand.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I have the ability to one day toss lightning out of my butthole.
Sure.
It just means that I got a little bit of force.
Right. Well,
okay.
Yeah. You can.
I
want
to get into. I want to get into armor and equipment so we can move the fuck on. All right. You've been saying, Soda, are you still awake?
Yes!
I knew he was going to do that. Soda's here!
Yes.
Soda, show me that lightsaber. Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. Do it right now. There it is. All right, let's talk about. You can keep this up. I want to look at this. We've seen enough of our faces. So I want to keep this up until I'm done describing it. So Qui-Gon Jinn carried a green-bladed standard lightsaber. It is of an unknown type of crystal he carried, but the standard at the time was an Ilum crystal. And the green blade usually represents peace. I'm using air quotes here, peace through the Force. So normally carried by counselors who prefer negotiation and meditation to combat, but and also have strong Force abilities. This doesn't really fit Qui-Gon Jinn because he was a guardian and he wasn't a counselor, and he focused on lightsaber skills, but it still looks good on him. You know, green.
Qui-Gon was essentially a pacifist. I mean, if you look at who he is as a person.
He probably liked it being green because he's from Space Ireland.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, Northern Space Ireland.
It's like no, they filmed the Phantom Menace on St. Patrick's Day and he dyed it green. That's what it was.
But that's all I got, but we can look at the simplicity of this hilt. This is this isn't a combatant's hilt. This isn't a Jedi warrior's hilt. This is very minimalist design.
Yeah.
And comfortable. It's a very comfortable, minimalist design. I love it. All right. That's cool. You can get rid of it now. Besides that, he wore very standard Jedi robes, common for that era. That's all I got for his equipment.
Yeah. That's all there is. He has a Gillette razor that he uses as a communicator. Did you know about that? Yeah, I was about to say the Gillette. Yeah,
it does look like a Gillette razor.
No, it is a Gillette. The prop was a Gillette razor.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's true.
God, that's fucking stupid. Like a $50 million fucking movie.
Yeah.
And he didn't use it because he had a beard. Just like us, by the way. Nice beard, by the way.
Thanks, you too, man.
Thank you. Thomas Harper doesn't got beards like us.
I know, yeah. Get the fuck out of here, Thomas.
Get the fuck out of here. God, I hope he watches this. He probably will.
I know, yeah. He's just us relentlessly shitting on him for like 2 hours.
We haven't been shitting on him. I've been trying to fire you and hire him all day.
That's also true.
Okay, so he's so now let's talk about Kylo Ren's. Of course, we got to talk about the cool crossguard lightsaber. Thank you. God, it's such a cool lightsaber. It's just such a cool lightsaber. So it does have a longer than standard blade, and it's got a corrupted, cracked crystal, which gives it the crackling appearance. It is modified from his original blue lightsaber, so it is a modified version of his original Jedi lightsaber, of Ben Solo's original Jedi lightsaber. The crossguard design was based on an ancient Jedi hilt. The hilt gave defensive benefits, not to mention it was slightly extended, helping old Kakai with that strong style he liked so much. So it was very much designed. You could even see it was extended. It's almost a great lightsaber, which is a lightsaber design, but it's not quite that extended on the hilt. Sure. And a lot of that hilt space, you don't want to put your hand right on those cross guards, so you're probably gonna choke back a little bit on it. Yeah. But he also rocked that really cool mask that wasn't copying Revan or Vader at all. No, he wasn't copying those guys, not at all. Ooh. What? Darth Revan, who? Oh no.
Yeah, right.
And as far as I can tell, gave him no extra protection because he just got hit in the face with it and scarred his face up. Yeah. As far as I could tell, that mask did not give him any extra protection. Besides that, he wore very normal dark robes, as you can see. Oh. That's it. That's both of my scripts.
I have something else, actually. He actually, according to Wikipedia, he had plates of armor installed underneath his chest.
Fuck off.
Underneath his skin. Show up the picture. Throw up the picture, Soda. Do it. Yep. Underneath his skin. making him extra wide in appearance. No.
Oh, so he's got adamantium?
Yes, he's got the adamantium breastplate underneath.
That was just the joke,
Yes.
is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
he
that was a
doesn't
joke.
really?
I was bullshitting.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, Evan finally brought jokes.
I came in hot with jokes. I didn't say that many, but I did.
Sikar
yeah.
Marmrod. I wrote it on the paper.
So we have
that was my scripts.
yeah,
I'm
the
done.
verdicts. The verdicts then. All right, you go
Wait,
first.
wait. Where is the edge? We didn't do this. Where's the edge for Force? Who are you giving the edge for Force?
I would say,
got
not
a lot of Force with a lot of tools, a lot of Force with not a lot of tools. They're very different.
I would give the Force edge to because I like Qui-Gon's take on the Force much more than Kylo Ren's take on the Force. But I
this
think
is
Kylo Ren is
combative.
a more powerful Force user.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I do have to give him the edge on Force, which is funny because if you're keeping track at home, I'm giving Kylo more edges.
Yeah. Right.
Not going to show him my verdict, but
right. I was going to say.
More edges.
Okay.
But I don't know. So edge in equipment and armor.
Yeah.
Kylo, right?
Yeah.
Better lightsaber.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
not a strong edge.
It's a more powerful lightsaber because it's so unstable and it's so like deadly. But
it's got a longer blade.
I like Qui-Gon's lightsaber better, but I would give it to
yeah.
I would give it to Kylo. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So you're saying your heart likes Qui-Gon's, but you have to state that Kylo's.
But my mind likes Kylo's. Yeah. Okay. No. What's your verdict? You want to go first?
Yeah, I would love to go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna give Kylo, as I said, the edge of physicality, the edge in Force, and the edge in equipment and armor. With his adamantium pecs, but those edges are small edges.
Yep.
I don't think that his physicality is a giant edge, and I think his Force is a strong edge. But you're not gonna Force push Qui-Gon to death. It's just not gonna happen. Sure. You're just gonna be prolonging eventually that big giant Irishman who's got 2 inches on you is gonna make his way back to you, and you're gonna have to fight him with your lightsaber.
Right.
And that's where he loses. I know we're differencing on the verdict here, or with this part of the verdict, but he's got 3 small edges. Qui-Gon has 1 big edge, and it's that lightsaber skill. I don't think he's in the same fucking league. I'm sorry, but he's not. You're welcome to the big leagues, dude. Okay. You're fighting Qui-Gon Jinn. You're gonna get handled.
Right.
That lightsaber's gonna get disarmed or something. It's gonna be gone, and he's gonna get stabbed. I have to say, even though I gave Kylo more edges, I'm giving Qui-Gon Jinn my verdict. I think Qui-Gon Jinn wins.
That's fair. Kylo Ren wins, folks. No, I'm giving Kylo the edge because I think he would bludgeon the shit out of Qui-Gon. I think he's.
Did you even listen during my Happy Gilmore bit?
Yes, I did. But Happy Gilmore won the green jacket. Or the
gold jacket, green jacket.
Green jacket's the Masters in real life. Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Happy Gilmore!
Yeah, Happy Gilmore would win this fight, let's be honest. No, so I give it to Kylo. I think as unfortunate as it seems, Qui-Gon is the old hippie. He's my favorite character by far, but I think Kylo would outstrength him, out-force ability him. I think he would take it.
You really put Kylo's lightsaber ability that high up.
I just think like the amount of power that he has. He was going to kill Rey. Let's not like.
I don't give a shit what he's going to do with that little scavenger. I do not care.
He beat Rey with sheer brute force. Like,
how's he going to do against the real Jedi though? We're talking Qui-Gon Jinn. How's he going to do against Ki-Adi-Mundi, against Kit Fisto, against Depa Billaba?
Rey was a very powerful Force user by the time of Rise of Skywalker.
We're talking about a lightsaber fight here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know that's where it would develop.
He made her weak by brute strength. She submitted in battle because he outstrengthed her. Like, I think that is a very powerful tool at his disposal. So I would give it to him. And Qui-Gon's going to be, wait. He's gonna be making this
Poor
face the entire time. The entire
little
time.
Lego Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
This is probably the most you've played with him since you were 12. That Lego guy's
Yeah.
like having the Woody Toy Story time of his life today. He's like,
Yeah,
he likes me again.
Yeah, and then after this, I don't want to play with you anymore.
You're gonna put him back in the attic
Yeah.
with the penguin who swallowed his squeaker.
Wheezy. Nice. Yeah.
Well, I'm not just a Star Wars guy. I know my Toy Story.
That's good.
But okay, so of course we have to disagree on our first one because that's what we're doing.
No,
I just don't see his lightsaber abilities there.
Here's another factor. Qui-Gon was beaten. He was defeated by Darth Maul, and I personally think that Kylo would wipe the floor with Darth
Maul. Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Darth Maul is a little overrated.
I didn't even send him that picture. He got that one on his own.
Nice.
Oh, that's the SNL bit. That's one of the best. That's the electrician
Matt, the radar technician.
Yeah, Matt the radar.
Absolutely.
Where's my muffin, Matt? I gotta get my muffin, Matt.
So what is it? So Matt just sucks, dude. Matt straight up sucks, dude.
God, Soda, that was awesome.
That was great.
I'm so glad we got him here.
Good shit. No, so I'd say Kylo. I think Kylo is one of the most powerful beings to exist in the Star Wars universe.
God damn it. Okay. As much as our opinions matter, we're just two people. Please write your opinions in the comments.
Yes.
Who you think would win, because that's just as important.
Sure.
You guys heard my bullshit. Yeah, I completely agree with Jordan on this. I think Kylo's going to get his butt kicked from Qui-Gon, and he's just too emotional, and he's just not well-defined, and whatever. But you already heard my arguments. You've heard Evan's. Make your own in the comments. Please do. And we've been talking for 2.5 fucking hours, Mr. Gold Leader.
It'll be shorter next time. I'm going to come shorter with shorter documents.
Those bios were beefier than I thought they were going to be. And that's coming from the guy who had 6 pages.
It's true. No, they were beefy. But yeah, no. So we will come with shorter documents, shorter prep work. But yeah, no. So we got another one coming out soon. I guess.
Yeah. So it's my daughter's first birthday is next week.
Yeah.
And then so I'm not going to be doing this.
Yeah. I'm going to be out of town all next week. Yeah. So it's all good.
And then the week after that, I ride bicycle a lot. I have a bicycle plan. Yeah. I'm biking through the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Oh wow.
I'm doing 110 miles in 2 days. Yeah. At bare minimum, we're going to add to that. But at bare minimum, we have to travel 110 miles just to finish it.
Right.
But the first day we're doing 70, and the second day we only have 40 to do downhill. So we're probably going to go back up and do a lot more, and then rock that 40. So we're probably going to pull a lot more, but that's going to be 2 weeks from now. Yeah. So probably 3 weeks from now, we're going to have another one of these. That's why we made it so long, right, Evan? That's why we gave them extra today.
Yeah, that was all intentional.
But as of now, and everything's subject to change, but we are hoping to do our ranking of Skywalkers as our next one.
Yeah.
Which he's gonna rank canon Skywalkers, and then I'm gonna rank Legend Skywalkers, and I'm really pumped for that.
You guys just wait to see where I rank Shmi.
Yeah, and wait to see where I rank Cole Skywalker's brother. I can't even remember his name.
Dave.
No, it's something really dumb too. It's a dumb name. But if you don't know anything about Jason Solo, or Janna Solo, or Ben Skywalker, or Anakin Solo, or probably one of my favorite, it's gonna be either number 1 or number 2. Spoilers right now. Freaking Cade Skywalker, the guy who takes down Darth Krayt in the continuity that doesn't matter anymore. These are some really cool characters, and I cannot wait to educate everybody here on some good old canon or some good old legends.
Sure.
So
I'm cool with that.
Let's do it. I can't. Are we finally done?
I think we are. I think we actually are.
God. I actually feel sore. That doing so much. Giant thanks to the unsung hero, our producer Soda on this one of our producers.
Soda, one more
Soda,
time for old time's sake.
he had it ready. You know he had it ready.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. I didn't even send him that one. He did that one on his own.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Wow. But yeah, giant thanks to him. I can't believe he listened to us fucking rant for 2.5 hours.
Right.
And he had to not only listen, but he was like the spotlight guy.
Yeah.
Like,
he had to be actively ready.
Like, oh my god, that was beautiful.
I'm so sorry for that, Soda, but thank you.
Now show us a picture of a butt. I'm kidding. No.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was going to be Qui-Gon.
I was hoping.
Okay, but all right. So as I already said, there he is. Please put your thoughts in the comments below and let us know who you want us to do a versus video of, or any other video ideas that you think that we would be really good. And please keep in mind, we would love to keep in consideration any versus video you put up, but we're not going to do any dump. If you say Jar Jar Binks versus Yoda, we're just going to ignore you. And if you say something that just doesn't make sense,
because it's
Ezra
obvious.
Bridger versus Darth Vader, I'm going to say, what's wrong with you?
No, because it's obvious that the leader of the Gungan army would take out Master Yoda, obviously.
Yeah, he's a bomb. That's a general.
It's not even worth discussing. Oh, real quick, fun fact for you guys. Do you know that Jar Jar, he got banished from Gunga City. Do you know what the law was called that banished him? This is one word. Well, it's two words if you include the word law, but it is literally called the No Comebacky Law.
I got it. You gotta love fucking Gungans, man. Yes. You gotta love Gungans.
Absolutely.
He's going to be punished.
Yeah. Punished.
If I was eating those guys, I'd be like, are you just saying punished correctly?
I was like, what is this language you're developing?
I also do like that Bombad is their slang for badass.
Yeah.
And then it's literally part of the general's name.
Right. Badass general.
I'm gonna promote you to what? You're gonna be a badass general.
Right. That's great. That's perfect.
Oh god, I love Gungans. I wanted to in a role-playing game, I want to play a Gungan bounty hunter and then take it super serious, but keep all the slang. Misa think you'sa gonna die. Keep all that slang, but super serial with it.
Right. That's great. It's so edgy. It's perfect.
Okay, you have a Shimoda match coming up.
Yes, I do. May 19th, the same day the Phantom Menace came out. And also Revenge of the Sith came out that day too. But 11 days, folks, I will be facing Marie Wilson in this beautiful gold jacket that you can see.
I have a confession to make, Evan.
What's that?
I didn't know that we would eventually do a show, so I didn't draft you.
Right.
And I drafted Marie Wilson.
Oh, it's okay. It's totally okay.
I'm cheering against you.
That's all right. No, I would too.
For the points.
It's okay.
My friendship, my budding friendship with you wants you to win. But Danny, I want those points.
You're dead to me. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh. And the funny thing is, you're going to wait. The second we're out of this in the green room, you're going to be like, well, this is who really won. Fuck you.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Please never spoil a match. But please watch that. As much fun as Evan had here, he's a very serious Shimoda competitor. And you're 1-0 right now, man.
I'm 1-0.
Yeah, you're doing good.
1-0. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
And you can find me on this channel, Shimos in the North. I usually do the Friday show, whatever it's called, Night in Shimoda or something. I don't know this.
How do you not know? How do you not know what the hell your own show is called?
Shimoda Night in Canada. It's not my show. It's just these Canadians that let me on. Thank you, Sana. But you can find us on Friday. Me and the really talented guys here at Shimos in the North. We got the French dude, Frenchie. We got the other French guys. We got Dave. We got Soda. We got Daniel. All of them are really awesome. Sometimes we got other cool people in, like Jay Wade. So please watch this channel for all your Shimoda needs. And you can also find me when I'm not doing stuff like this. I'm actually a fine artist. I went to school for art. And nice. You can find my art on my Instagram page at Mark Taco Face. I do really dark, messed up paintings with really bright colors, and I do not use paintbrushes. They're technically finger paintings, but
that's great.
but they don't look
fantastic.
All right. What? Where can these guys find you besides battling Marie Wilson in the showdown?
So you guys see my weird ass Russian last name? I'm not Russian, but my name is. You can see that. Look up at Evan Bushkar on Twitter. You'll find me. I guarantee you, I am the only one on there. There are very few Bushkars in the world. So
my last name is Gaviglio.
Oh, I thought it was Taco, man.
Yeah. That's why we go by Taco. They voted me. They voted away my real name.
If you, I have another podcast as well. It's only on Facebook right now because I'm apparently an old man. It is called Nobody's Watching Anyway. It's a beautiful show that I do with my brother. We will probably have another live episode like on Tuesday or so. We just love putting that shit together.
Does anybody watch?
What'd you say?
Does anybody watch?
I think so. I think the name is a lie now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you got to change your name.
Yeah, we got to change. Somebody's probably watching. I don't know. That's not. Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, it's a good show. So go check that out. And I have all kinds of shit. You'll eventually get to know my body of work. I do cartoons. I do short films. I do all kinds of shit. So
I used to do that stuff when I was young, like you.
Yeah.
But I just want to know your body.
I could have sworn. I thought you were about to do the shitty arrow in the knee joke, and I was like, "Wow, what years?"
I'm a big Elder Scrolls guy, but that's.
I thought you were going to do it, but no. No.
Oh, I used to do animations like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee. Jeez. Yeah. All right. No, I actually did do animations. You can find Bert the Worm on YouTube on the voice of Bert.
Bert the Worm.
Yeah.
Have I heard this before? Is that like a thing?
You've never heard of Bert the Worm.
Are you sure?
But it's awesome. But
wow.
It might not be the same Bert the Worm.
Is it Bert B-E-R-T?
B-U-R-T.
B-U-R-T? Yeah, I can't find it.
By Stephen Palmer Productions on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I see.
The guy did all the animation. Yeah, watch The Muscle later. That's the best one. But there's a lot of shorts we made. I do the voice of the worm.
The cartoon specifically that I work on is called Taxi Servits. It's SERV-ITS. It's a show where I play this like mid-40s like New York taxi driver, and it's a pretty great show.
We're taking 20 minutes to say goodbye.
I know, yeah, for real. No, it's in fashion with the rest of the episode.
Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in a couple weeks. If you enjoyed this, let us know. Give us some feedback. Give us some negative feedback. I don't care. You guys have a really good one. And how do I end this?